Texas on 97.5 KLAK. Here's the voice of McKinney ISD football, Monty Walker.
Flashback to Pizza Hut Park 1 year ago, and it was 5-0 McKinney North taking on 0-5 Frisco Centennial. 0-5 beat 5-0 that night, and oh, how that caused an avalanche for the Bulldogs of McKinney North. North lost 5 straight to end 2007, but it's a new year in a new District 9 4A with new teams. Frisco Centennial steps into Ron Poe Stadium tonight, where they have never won a game against any McKinney team. Will we see Ryan Mosikowski display his enormous talents as a signal caller for Centennial, or will we see the dominant ground attack from McKinney North and Josh Matthews? It should be a great matchup tonight. District 9 4A kicks into high gear. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ron Poe Stadium. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms and Jonathan Leidy down on the sidelines, and also Kevin McPherson and Jared Foyt, our spotter in the booth. Brandon, a nice evening as the sun's going down right over here at Ron Poe Stadium, a beautiful sunset. We've got McKinney North coming in at an un-McKinney North like 1-2, and Frisco Centennial coming in at an un-Frisco Centennial like 2-1.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we're so used to them dominating in the pre-district schedule, and I say this every year when district starts. It's a very pertinent fact, and it always rings true. At this point, the record, the win-loss, means absolutely nothing, Monty, because you can go 0-3 in district, and, you know, let's take a look at North last year. They went 3-0. They won their first 2 district games, finished 0-5 the rest of the way, didn't even come close to sniffing the playoffs. So it goes to show you this is not where, if your record's not where you want it to be, it's not a big deal. From here on out, that's where it becomes a big deal. This is where the games matter.
Frisco Centennial, who started playing football in 2004, they were a new program. They started out the program 1-0 and have never actually until this year been 1-0 again. They did win their first game this year against Denton, 71-20. They lost 2 weeks ago, and then now won last week. So they're actually 2-1 with a winning record for the first time, other than a 1-0 record.
Yeah,
so.
Multiple game winning record. And you look at it, you've got one guy to focus on, and Monty, you've got some great stats piled up about just exactly what the offense means when Ryan Mosikowski passes and when he doesn't.
Well, Ryan Mosikowski, let's just go over his stats for his career. And he is an unbelievable talent back there at quarterback for Frisco Centennial. He's 6'5", 210 pounds, and he's been basically a starting quarterback here since he was a freshman. His career stats, 635 completions, 1,099 attempts, 30 interceptions. He's thrown for 6,773 yards and 44 touchdowns. Now, that's a 57% completion percentage, which is pretty good. You like to see a 57, anything above 50 in high school is pretty good. Now, you can't really compare that to Eric Herbel, say, of McKinney North a few years ago.
But who can?
In his career, averaged 62%, and he threw 50 touchdowns, and he was basically a starter for 2.5 years. So, it's kind of apples and oranges. One had a great talent surrounding him, a cast surrounding him, and Eric Herbel did. Mosikowski, pretty much the only guy there, one-man show. He's thrown to 13 different receivers this year. At this point last year when they played McKinney North, he had thrown to 17 different receivers, so they spread the ball around. And one thing, if you'll notice about Frisco Centennial, last year they threw the ball 77% of the time, only running the ball 23%. They do not like to run the football. Last year they were 1-9. So, most teams like to have the ground attack set up the pass attack. They don't like that. They want to throw the football first. It has not resulted in success so far. So this year they've come in with a little bit of different attitude. And in 2008, Frisco Centennial is throwing the ball only 61%, and running is beefed up to 39%, and they're 2-1. So when they have won football games this year, they've ran the ball 51% against Denton, and they won. They ran it 43% against Mesquite Poteet, and they won. So I think the key to tonight's game for McKinney North is to make Ryan Mosikowski throw the football. As weird as that may seem, because he's such a glamour quarterback and he gets his numbers, and it's a sexy pick to have your quarterback back there throwing up all those numbers. But in reality, they don't win football games when he puts up those big numbers.
Yeah, and you kind of look at it, and you look at their record, maybe one of the underlying reasons why is when you get behind, you tend to pass. And, the key for Centennial, they've got to play some defense. I mean, that's been virtually non-existent in 4 years. And so I think of McKinney North, if you see him tomorrow in the stat box, if you see Mosikowski with a huge passing day, that means they're behind early, and that's great. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, we did, looking at the stats going back the past several years, it's kind of a knee-jerk type situation with Coach Mark Howard from Frisco Centennial. When Centennial is down in the first quarter, as soon as the first quarter's over, if they're losing, well, they're chunking the football. They're throwing it, and they're going to throw it 55 times per game. If they're leading after the first quarter, they're going to run the football more. It's a knee-jerk type reaction.
Well, and you always got to have balance. I've said that, as many broadcasts as I can remember. If you have the ability to run and pass, you're doing well. And Monty, let me just throw that up. How many run and shoot teams have won the Super Bowl? Yeah, you got to have a balance.
You got to have the Marshall Faulk if you're the Kurt Warner.
Exactly.
Let's check down to the sidelines with Jonathan Leidy. Jonathan, let's talk to you for the first time tonight. Go ahead.
Yes, guys, it's actually a beautiful evening here as we've transitioned into the season of fall this past week, and it's not as hot as it's been the previous games that we've had out here. But the keys to the game tonight for McKinney North is going to actually be to stop the run of Frisco Centennial. No, they're not a running powerhouse team, but it seems that the stats show that when they actually get to running, percentage plays is, let's just say they pass 3 times, they run twice. When their percentage of runs to pass is actually pretty equal, they have a pretty good game. So let's see if McKinney North can stop the run and force Frisco Centennial to pass. But I've also got a little research I've done here this past week, and we've got 2 Mosikowskis down here. One is on the Centennial sideline, one is actually on the McKinney North sideline. No, not both of them are playing, but you got Ryan Mosikowski, the quarterback for Centennial. Well, his older brother is a freshman coach for McKinney North. So I have to say that McKinney North's probably maybe got a little insight on Ryan Mosikowski through his brother maybe, but maybe not. It's kind of one of those things, it's like, what's thicker? Your brother, the blood of your brother across the field, or the loyalty to your team that you're standing on the sideline here? But we're going to see how that's going to play out tonight. There's not any wind, so I don't see that playing a factor in tonight's game. But it's about mid-70s and dropping right now, looking for maybe the high 60s by the end of the game. Let's send it back up to the booth.
All right, thanks, Jonathan Leidy down on the sidelines. Looking at Ryan Mosikowski's numbers in his career, he will throw an interception every now and then. He had 12 in 2006 compared to 15 touchdowns. He had 13 interceptions last year compared to 19 touchdowns. But a senior gets more experience and tends to do a little better. He's a senior this year. He's only thrown 3 interceptions compared to 8 touchdowns. So you're seeing the maturity of Ryan Mosikowski, who has committed to Kentucky as well.
Yeah, and you also starting to see a team that, they're along the lines of North, not quite as old, but they are slowly, at least for your Centennial fans, slowly getting better, and that's generally what first-year schools do as they transition to second, third, fourth, and fifth year. But this guy's a 4-year starter. I mean, that's almost unheard of in the high school ranks to have a kid start as a freshman. And, there's a reason why. He can throw the ball, and if you get better, if you get some teams around you, he may be dangerous. And this could, who knows? They're 2-1, so they've won some games already.
Well, it's McKinney North and Frisco Centennial. 9-4A is getting kicked off right here at Ron Post Stadium. Stay tuned for the Coaches Show and Senior Spotlight. Jonathan Leidy handled the duties this week, and you don't want to miss that. We'll be back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. It's McKinney North and Frisco Centennial. Let's go over the starting lineup for Frisco Centennial on offense up front. It'll be the left tackle, Joe Koppenlansky, 6'2", 260-pound junior. And the left guard, Aaron Moore, 6'4", 260, a senior. The center, Trey Neal, 5'10", 230 pounds, a sophomore. The right guard, Nick Conrad, 6'1", 280 pounds, a junior. The right tackle is Stephen Neely, a returning starter from last year, 6'4", 270 pounds, and a senior. The offensive line averages 260 pounds up front. The wide receiver to the left tonight will be Dominique Carroll. He has 274 yards and 4 touchdowns receiving on the season, 6'3", 170-pound senior. On the right side, split out wide right, will be Manuel Duchesne Carroll, 5'11", 175 pounds, and a junior. Now, don't get him mixed up with his twin brother, Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll. So we have Manuel and Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll tonight. Both of them 175 pounds. Manuel is 5'11", Emmanuel is 5'10", and he'll be in the slot. And the guy that really torched McKinney North last year was the slot receiver Brian Singer, 6 foot, 170-pound junior. He was a sophomore last year, caught 3 touchdowns in this football game, and he'll be playing the right slot tonight. The tailback for Frisco Centennial, Aaron Kirkpatrick, only has 18 carries, 89 yards, and 1 touchdown on the season. That's because they just simply don't like to run the ball that much. They like to throw it with their senior quarterback, Ryan Mosikowski, 6'5", 210-pound senior, who's committed to Kentucky, who has 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the year, 778 yards passing. He's 80 out of 123. And he also has 147 yards on the ground, so he will try to run it a little bit on the ground. On defense for Frisco Centennial, up front and averaging 235 pounds on the line, Colby Long, who does weigh in at 235. He's 6'3", and is a senior. Carter Floyd, the nose guard, 5'10", 210 pounds, and a senior. And Aaron Moore, the left defensive end, 6'4", 260 pounds, and a senior. The linebackers tonight, Curtis Halltrop, Chris McMurray, Garrett Kilgore, and Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll. The cornerbacks tonight, Iman Eduwaka. Iman Eduwaka. Surely that's right. And the left cornerback, Manuel Duchesne Carroll. So we have Emmanuel and Manuel starting on both sides. That ought to be interesting. The safeties tonight, Johnny Markham and Antoine Mitchell. We'll have the McKinney North offense and defense coming up later on in the football game when they get to announce themselves.
Now, you say the Duchesne Carroll brothers are twins. Are they identical twins? Do we know? They
are identical twins, and they are also the cousin of Dominique Carroll, who's the wideout. So there's 3 Carrolls on offense for Frisco Centennial. They're all related. 2 of them are identical twins, and 1 is a cousin.
If you're identical twins, how are you an inch taller than your brother?
Yeah, don't know. They weigh the same.
How is one a linebacker and one a cornerback?
Don't know. I'm not sure how that works out, but
well, we've got a quiet crowd so far.
Well,
of course, they're just pouring in on the student side now.
We're waiting for both teams to go through their tunnel. They're still doing their stretching in the end zone. Now, Frisco Centennial will be wearing all white tonight. White shirts, white pants, red socks, very dark blue helmets, almost black, red numerals outlined in blue. In contrast, you have McKinney North coming out in their all-blue look, blue pants, blue shirts, white numerals, and the orange helmets that look very much like the Cleveland Browns, except for replace the brown stripe. We always say this, replace the brown stripe with the navy blue stripe, and here are the captains coming out to the midfield stripe. The officials for tonight's game, Bill Meagle, Gary Raymond, Jared Vina, Mr. Lowell Kratz, and Scott Miller. Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy for the coin toss.
What's up, Dave? How you doing?
All right, Frisco, your business. What are you going to call?
We're going to call heads.
We're going to call heads. It is tails. Your choice. You want the ball. Which end do you want to defend?
From the clock.
From the clock.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
turn this way, guys.
All right, and we have the coin toss there.
Well, that's unusual, Monty. McKinney North won the toss, and they elected to receive.
Well, they will take the football, and they will be going right to left to start this football game with their backs to the north end zone, moving towards the south. And you saw some of the captains out there, Adam Laudenschlager and Vince Stanko and a few of the others are out on the field. And now we're just awaiting these teams to come through their the big inflated helmet, as McKinney North has the big bulldog head as the inflated tunnel, whereas Frisco Centennial still has the old, just a little tunnel. Looks like a little pup tent.
Especially with the little flaps up front, it really does look like a tent. I think if you could take that camping with you, I really do.
A lot of movement going on, and that tent's rocking and rolling right now. Not a big crowd, as you mentioned, made the trip over from Frisco Centennial, and really not a big crowd from McKinney North right now. Hopefully they'll be piling in here shortly, but Not a big crowd on a Friday night.
Well, it's what we noticed with Frisco. I'll get back to this in a minute.
Here come the McKinney North Bulldogs out on the field. And, we talked about during the break, the shrinking of the crowds in high school football around the area, especially at the new schools. It's a lot of people moving in from out of state that didn't grow up traditionally going to high school football games on Friday night. Therefore, their kids may be here, but parents may be at a movie because that's not what they normally do. And when they move in from out of state, they just don't go to Friday night high school football like we have been so accustomed to here in Texas.
Yeah, you and I both come from small schools, played the small programs, 3A for myself, 2A for you. And, you look at this crowd right now for the Centennial Titans, and I'll expand upon my point in just a minute before I make this observation. Look how many kids are out right now in the end zone. If you put 2 parents on the side, on each of the stands, you'd have a bigger crowd right now. So some of their parents, you're right, didn't make, and that just blows me away because in ours, almost every parent, whether your kid was a sophomore who was just going to stand there, during a playoff game, your parents still went. So it's just kind of odd for us. But Monty, I think one of the things Centennial really struggles with in terms of fan base is you don't get the students involved because you don't win. I mean, with kids that age, they get involved when you win. I mean, look at North; their student section just ballooned once they started making the playoffs.
It just it amazes me. I never thought I would really see the day in Texas where you have small crowds at a big high school football game, and it's very unfortunate because Friday night football has been a big thing around these parts for a long time. We're about ready for the national anthem, and we'll take a break during the national anthem and come back in just a moment here at Ron Poe Stadium. It's McKinney North and Frisco Centennial. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Well, those who are here are standing and cheering for the national anthem as we're just about ready for football time in Texas as McKinney North and Frisco Centennial just about ready to square off here to kick off District 9 4A.
Monty, I think I figured out something. After the coin toss, I said that's an odd thing to happen. North usually will elect to receive to open the second half, but I think we inadvertently discovered why they made that call at the beginning. They want to get Centennial down early.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I would be shocked if the reason was anything else coming from, because Coach Pratt, he's a chess player out here. Every move, everything he does is done for a reason. He doesn't say, "Well, I want to receive to open up." It's done with the reason, and I think that might be it because we talked about how different team this is depending on where they are at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, talking about Mark Howard, the head coach for Frisco Centennial. When Centennial gets down early, they tend to just stop everything and throw the football on every play. And I think what Coach Pratt would like to do is try to get a lead and make them stop down everything and try to throw the football on every play.
They'll go ahead and accommodate that.
So far, Frisco Centennial as a program, 11-32, and Mark Howard's been the head coach of the entire duration of that time frame. Overall, he's 61-96. His coaching career began in El Reno, Oklahoma, Kingfisher, Oklahoma, Brownwood, McCarney, Mesquite Poteet, and Brownfield. Here he is at Frisco Centennial. And we're just about ready for the JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be a high kick taken at about the 2-yard line, dropped, and then picked back up, slowly trotting his way up to the 10-yard line is Josh Matthews, not in a hurry at all. And he'll go down at the 14, call it the 15-yard line. Is where Matthews will set up shop, and he was not in a hurry to run that football.
Well, and it didn't help when he dropped it. You'll see some returns that go some ways after that happens, but 9 times out of 10 you drop to start, and that's it. It turns over.
Let's give you the McKinney North starting offense right now.
John Turner, tackle.
Matt Ayers, left guard. Robert Stevens, center.
Colton Duncan, right guard.
Devontae Fields, right tackle.
Alex Laudenslager, tight end.
John Alexander, receiver. Josh Allen, receiver.
Chris Allen, receiver.
Josh Matthews, running back. Brenton Griffin, quarterback.
Under center goes the quarterback Griffin. You don't see this very often. He's going to toss to Matthews, who has a wide open lane. He cuts back to the inside, And it'll be an 8-yard gain on first down for Josh Matthews of McKinney North. As he makes his way out to the 24-yard line, it'll be 2nd and 2.
Nice seam set up by the offensive line there. Just a big hole for Matthews. It was originally designed to go outside to the left, but with that hole there that you could drive a Mack truck through, Matthews wisely took it.
No huddle offense for McKinney North as they'll fumble the snap here and somehow pick it back up, and it'll be Griffin, I believe, the quarterback, who got back on it. That's another thing you have to do when you're so used to being a shotgun formation for so many years, and you go under center. You have to deal with those exchanges, and I think Mike Fetchie has a lot to do with this this new style of offense of going under center, because as you remember, Don Drake, Bill Poe, those guys like to run the shotgun. This is an I formation for McKinney North. Everybody tight. Haven't seen this formation ever from McKinney North on a consistent basis. Here's a handoff, left tackle, Josh Matthews. It's going to be close to the first down. I'm not sure he got it at the 25-yard line. And Johnny Markham makes the stop for Frisco Centennial. And we'll check to see if they're going to go ahead and move the sticks. So it'll be 1st and 10 after that run by Josh Matthews.
Yeah, that was a really good job set up there by Alex Slager, who went ahead and pushed Matthews in the back, gave him that extra yard to get him to the sticks.
Emilio Diaz in the game at fullback. He has started and been in every play so far at fullback. Matthews dots the I. A 2 tight end set. Matthews handoff, right tackle, big hole to the 35. Spins down at the 38-yard line. Another first down for Josh Matthews, who came in tonight. 86 carries, 579 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That one was a 14-yard run and a first down, and tackled by the cornerback, Eduaka. Let me struggle with Eduaka's name all night. Bear with me. 1st and 10, moving right to left, McKinney North. I formation, Matthews Dotson gets it on the toss, and he cuts it back to the inside, and he has about 7-8 yards, dragging Frisco Centennial defenders after about an 8-yard run, shy of midfield at the 47-yard line. Chris McMurray on the stop for Frisco Centennial.
Yeah, Mike, we're seeing a lot of those traditional style running offenses where you have 2 tight ends, you have the I formation. You kind of wonder if they're styling the offense after their personnel.
33 yards on 4 carries for Josh Matthews as they're still running I formation. Chris Allen split out wide left. Diaz and Matthews in the backfield. Matthews dots the I. 2 tight set. Handoff, Matthews left guard. And Matthews going to be stopped shy of the first down here. Oh, no, they're going to give it to him again as he was right at the marker, just shy of midfield at the 49. And he's tackled by Aaron Moore, the left defensive end for Frisco Centennial.
He's got a way of moving that pile. And Monty, what I mean by styling the offense out of the personnel, when you've got an Eric Herbal, David Douglas style offense, you can pass the ball a lot. They really don't have that as much here, especially when you got a guy like Benton Griffin, who doesn't pass as well as effectively, but he's a really solid runner.
3rd first down already for McKinney North with 8:58 left to go in the first, no score. First possession for McKinney North, and it's been Matthews every play. He gets another toss up the middle to the 40, 35, cuts it outside, look out, to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. 51 yards for Josh Matthews. And it's been the Matthews show tonight. Only 8:42 left to go in the first, and North is already on the board.
And Monty, the strange thing about that one is it looked like he might have had a chance to get tackled in the backfield. Centennial's defense came on some sort of blitz, sent a linebacker to the outside. That was supposed to be another pitch out to the left side. Matthews again reading that, cuts it up the middle, gets some great blocks along the way. I couldn't even get the numbers of everybody who made a block to spring that one for the touchdown. Just a marvelous team offense.
Bryce Long on for the extra point. And the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0, McKinney North in the lead. 8:42, you wanted an early lead, there you go. 8:42 left to go in the first. Back in a moment at Ron Poe Stadium on 97.5 KLAK.
Where can you go to find...
Welcome back to Ron Poe Stadium. The Mike's Economy Transmission Scoring Drive recap. 8 plays for McKinney North, going 85 yards. Took 3 minutes and 18 seconds off the clock And the 51-yard touchdown by Matthews gives McKinney North a 7-0 lead. Here's the JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be Kirkpatrick taking it from the 5-yard line, and his knee apparently hit. The ball hit the ground, and when he went to pick it up, wait a minute.
Touchback?
Oh, he waved it.
Oh,
he waved his hand
it.
up. He called for the fair catch.
Wait. Okay.
Wow, what a mistake.
Okay.
Yep,
That bounced off his teammate.
He was waving off his teammate, and they signaled fair catch because his arm went in the air. What he was trying to do is wave his teammate away. Two of the guys were right there together. As he was waving his teammate away, they called for the fair catch. Didn't actually catch the ball, as it did hit the turf, but he picked it up about the 4-yard line.
Well, I wish we could see some replay on that one.
And that's where they'll start, at the 4-yard line. Frisco Centennial deep in their own territory. Shotgun Masakowski, flag down, throwing it out to the left side, and it's caught. And near midfield and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Masakowski hits his receiver, Dominique Carroll. And he'll go out of bounds at the 43-yard line. We'll check the flag. In coverage for McKinney North was John Alexander.
It's going to be offsides on the Bulldogs, and obviously they'll wave that one off. But, Monty, I was about to say, what a dubious start for the Titans. Then all of a sudden they go deep.
On the defense, that's decline. He's on the way.
41 yards on very first play of the game for Ryan Masakowski, as he just simply threw it out to the left side. And his receiver, Dominique Carroll, had the cornerback Alexander beat. So 1st and 10 for Masakowski. Moving left to right, Frisco Centennial in shotgun, handoff, and that's Kirkpatrick up the middle, and he's hammered down by the face mask, horse collared at the line of scrimmage, and that'll be a penalty on Alex Laudenschlager, the nose guard, as he just reached up and grabbed him a handful of mask.
It almost looked like two Bulldogs grabbed the mask there. And boy, this defense, really shaky start. There's no question that's a personal foul face mask.
Automatic first down.
Well, they'll move the sticks here. Automatic first down, as you can hear.
Of course, Kirkpatrick's not a big guy, so it's kind of like Darren Alves. If you go reaching for something, because of the smaller space to reach for, your odds of grabbing a face mask are a lot higher.
Again, Ryan Masakowski has connected with 13 different receivers so far this year. Likes to spread it around. At this point last year, threw it to 17 different receivers. 1st and 10. And looks like North jumped off sides again. Masakowski down the right side and overshoots his receiver, trying to hit Manuel Duchesne Carroll. And that one falls incomplete, but check the flag. It looks like McKinney North jumped off sides again.
Yeah, they're biting on some sort of hard count, Monty. And once I can understand, twice, okay, you've been warned, fair enough. I hope you don't see it a lot more, because then that's just sloppiness.
Well, we saw this a little bit in last year's game from McKinney North, jumping off sides. Masakowski trying to draw everybody off sides, and he's been successful at it so far. 7:54 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0. McKinney North on top, but not looking good here on defense. And we'll give you the defensive starters right after this 1st and 5 play from the McKinney North 37-yard line. Masakowski in shotgun. Kirkpatrick standing to his right. Two receivers to either side. And he wants it. He hands off to Kirkpatrick right up the middle. A big lane to the 30. Cuts it outside and brought down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. And he is brought down by Frank King. Let's give you the McKinney North starting defense.
Spencer Rogers, outside linebacker.
Alex Laudenschlager, defensive end.
Terrence Hicks, nose guard.
John Beeman, defensive end.
Tony Brown, linebacker.
Conrad Ramquist, inside linebacker.
Banner Ramsey, linebacker.
Keem Jackson, corner. John Alexander, cornerback. Jonathan Lee, safety.
Josh Matthews, safety.
Hurry up offense for Masakowski as he swings it out to Kirkpatrick in the flat, who makes Tony Brown miss, but he does get out of bounds after a 7-yard gain, back up to the line in a hurry. 2nd down and 3. And this is a handoff to Kirkpatrick, who will gain enough for the first down inside the 20 to the McKinney North 16-yard line. Frank King again on the tackle. Masakowski trying to hurry up and get everybody to the line of scrimmage and get this game underway. And get this score underway for Frisco Centennial. Dropping back to pass. Looks across the middle, and he has his man. That's Carroll, Manuel Carroll, who scores from 17 yards out. He just runs the underneath route and catches it right over the middle and squirts free into the end zone. So we're looking at a tie ball game after the extra point.
That's a basic pass, catch, and run right there that you run on the playgrounds. And, I don't know if they're in man-to-man coverage or if they found a seam. I wasn't able to watch the secondary on that play, but I tell you, the Titans sure made it look easy on that one.
It was a fire drill the last few plays, and McKinney North got burned. 7:18 left to go in the first quarter. Tie ball game, 7-7 at Ron Post Stadium. McKinney North and Frisco Centennial. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. The JBS Express kickoff by Brandon Grimley rather, is going to be taken inside the goal line. And another flag down. This is going to be late, as I believe it was Deontay Moore who brought it out to about the 12-yard line. We'll have to check the flag. Let's do a Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap for Frisco Centennial. 5 plays, 96 yards. And it took a minute 24 off the clock, tied the game at 7-7. And the score that tied the game was the Ryan Mosikowski to Manuel Duchesne Carroll, a 17-yard touchdown right underneath, and he had an easy lane on the left hash mark to stroll in the end zone. This is going to be against McKinney North, and flags are not going in the way of McKinney North so far tonight.
Absolutely not. 20 yards given up on the Titan drive. They started 10-yarder here, and Monty, that's just an illegal block in the bag.
Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got for us down there?
Guys, we've got a high-scoring game starting off here, as you can see, but that was a block in the back on number 23, which I don't have a 23 on my roster, but we'll have to check back with that. Back up to y'all.
That's Brian Maxwell, as it'll be 1st and 10 for McKinney North, deep in their own territory at their own 7-yard line. And this is going to be a handoff to Matthews, again running right tackle, and he makes his way past the 10 to about the 11, a gain of 4. Colby Long on the stop, the defensive end for Frisco Centennial. And so far, every play has gone to Josh Matthews for McKinney North, except the fumbled snap, which probably was going to go to Matthews.
Yeah, that'd be my bet. And, so far he's got good reason to. First quarter, he's up, over 50 yards, probably closer to 75.
This is kind of like the Corey Robertson show of Denison a few years ago. 89 yards rushing already for Josh Matthews. I formation, 2 receivers to the near side. Fumbled the snap. Griffin trying to run for his life behind the line of scrimmage. Throws it out to Chris Allen, who drops it at the 15-yard line. He talked in the pregame show that he was more like Larry Fitzgerald. That was his favorite receiver, and he tended to liken himself to Larry Fitzgerald, but not on that play. Like to haul that in, but he dropped it. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for McKinney North, moving right to left with 6:29 left to go in the first quarter. Tie ball game, 7-7. McKinney North deep in their own territory at the 11-yard line. 3rd down and 6.
Griffin almost made a little something out of nothing there, but couldn't get any help from Allen.
It's an I formation. Griffin wants to throw on the run. He throws it out to Allen. He catches it this time at the 18-yard line. His knee was down, and thank goodness that he ran the proper route just past the 1st down mark, because that's where the pass was, and that's where his knee went down as soon as he caught the ball. So it'll be 1st down for McKinney North, the 4th so far of this football game.
Yeah, and Monty, that's a nice pass right there. Nothing over spectacular. In fact, not even a tight spiral, but it got to the receiver. And Allen hang on to it right at the line of scrimmage. That was a solid route run by him that allowed him to pick up that 1st down.
Receivers move over to the right side this time. I formation, tossed right. That's Matthews. Bounces out and brought down. Initially, I thought he was going to be brought down for a big loss. He does make another step with his left foot and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Well, possibly. Now they'll step it off, a yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 11. 5:49 left to go at Ron Post Stadium in the first quarter. All knotted up, 7-7 in this 9-4A district opener with Frisco Centennial and McKinney North.
Yeah, it's crucial right here in the 2nd and long situation for the Bulldogs to you'd like to have at least a medium distance gain, so that way you put yourself in a solid situation for a 3rd and 5 or 6, which is a lot more manageable 3rd long.
Allen and Davis near side, split out wide. Griffin looking that way, throwing for Davis, Allen, who makes the catch and then fumbles it away. He had what was going to be the 1st down. It looks like Aaron Matthews jumped on the football, but for a moment, Chris Allen made the catch, was going across the middle. Somebody poked the ball out. It was wobbling around on the ground, and Aaron Matthews covered it up.
Well, wobbling, exactly right, Monty. And with the shape of the football, you drop it on the ground, you don't know where it's going. They got really lucky that the ball rolled for quite a bit of distance, as that allowed Matthews to get there and grab it.
11 yards on the play, so another first down, the 5th of the night for McKinney North. Offense has looked pretty good for McKinney North, and the run game with Josh Matthews. It's the defense which was shredded earlier. I formation, 2 receivers to the near side, Allen and Josh Allen. And this is going to be a handoff to Matthews, and he'll barrel his way for 5 or 6 yards past the 35 to the 36-yard line, still in their own territory with 4:28 left to go in the first quarter. 7-7, Frisco Centennial and McKinney North.
Flag down at midfield. Looks like we're going to have a personal foul of some sort, as in the mix was Chris Allen and Manuel Duchesne Carroll in the background, way off of the play, so likely to be a personal foul on one of those 2 kids. Now, it depends. There's been some jawing between those 2 already tonight, and looks like the referees aren't going to let this get too far out of hand out there, especially in a situation when it's not even relative to the play.
$88 yards on 8 carries for Josh Matthews. And about 7 minutes gone in the first quarter here. There's a personal foul against McKinney North.
Yeah, that's going to be Chris Allen. Like I say, it could have gone either way on who did the jawing and the contact. And this is not what they needed at all. Luckily, they're still in a first down situation.
Chris Allen now not in the football game, as Jonathan Lee will take his place. The sophomore, 6'3", 193 pounds. Lee came in last year as a freshman, called up, and Coach Pratt talked about what a great athlete he is, and he's now on the field. 3 penalties for 35 yards for McKinney North. Shotgun, no, Griffin's going to go under center again. I formation. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 slot and 1 wide out. Diaz, the fullback, Matthews, the tailback. He'll get it. Left guard, big hole. He's got the 30 and down at the 33-yard line. 12 yards on the play for Matthews, and that puts him close to 100 as Garrett Kilgore will make the stop for Frisco Centennial. This is, we're seeing 2 extremely different teams here. One grounded out, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And you've got the other who just likes to sling it around.
Yeah, quite
Frisco Centennial.
Different contrast. And Monmouth an issue a quick correction because it was a dead ball foul. It was 2nd down the last play, so now they're looking at a 3rd medium. 14
plays for McKinney North compared to 5 for Frisco Centennial. Griffin's going to hand off left guard, and that's Josh Matthews brought down right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and punt time for McKinney North. Colby Long on the stop for Frisco Centennial.
Well, it goes back to that penalty. When you're a running team, you get hurt a lot more by penalties than you are if you're a passing team. And that's a big illustration right there. A passing team, they look at a 2nd and 20 situation. They can easily get 15 yards on a pass play, where that's not quite as easy in the running situation.
Jonathan Lee back to punt, will stand at his own 20-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 34. Man goes in motion, low snap, Lee digs it out, runs to the football, almost blocked, maybe even tipped, and high wobbly kick going to be taken at the 40-yard line, and that's going to be Brian Singer, and the hang time was 3.72 on that Jonathan Lee punt. That may have been Carroll on the punt return catch. It was Brian Singer.
Can we call it a punt return?
Yeah, let's, right after this play, we'll check down with Jonathan Leidy. 2:43 left to go in the first quarter, tied up 7-7. And Mosikowski and Frisco Centennial back with the football. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far, moving left to right, Frisco Centennial. And this is going to be a handoff right at the line of scrimmage, and this is Kirkpatrick breaking away from the line of scrimmage to the 50, to the 45, and out of bounds. Well, he kept his feet inbound somehow down to the 30-yard line of McKinney North territory. A great run there of 29 yards. That's not Kirkpatrick on the carry. That is Kenneth Huggins. And let's check down with Jonathan Leidy, who's down on the sidelines. We're going to have to do this real quick, and maybe after this play, John. Hang on. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to be the big fullback. And that's Tyler Maxey, who's going to be driven backwards by McKinney North. Now, John, let's check down as Frisco Centennial's running that hurry-up offense. Go ahead and check down with us.
Guys, I just had a quick note for Coach Pratt's message to Chris Allen as he pulled him off the field there. You got to get your head in this game and focus on the fundamentals of football and not let the other man get the best of you. Back to you.
All right, 3 receivers to the near side. We're starting to see these crazy offenses by Frisco Centennial. 2 receivers to the far. Mosikowski alone in the backfield. He's going to throw the screen out to Maxey, who makes the catch at the 30 and fighting his way down to the 26-yard line. Tyler Maxey on the carry, or on the reception rather, his 7th of the year. On the stop for McKinney North will be Jordan Foster.
Yeah, Monty, that play works a lot better if you've got a speedy guy. Maxey made the first guy miss who's coming in streaking, and if you've got a guy who's got some quickness, he's able to get that corner. As it is, Maxey looks rather slow and plodding out there, and that allowed pursuit to come in, and not much of a gain there, only 4 yards.
Mosikowski 4 out of 4 for 67 yards early here. 3rd down and 6 for Frisco Centennial. Left to right from the McKinney North 26-yard line. Mosikowski looks left, throws left, and he's got his man, and it's caught and knocked down by Jonathan Lee, but the catch is made by Kenneth Hudgens again, and that will place the ball inside the 15 to the 12-yard line, a first down for Frisco Centennial after the 14-yard reception.
Let me ask you a question. At this point, with the man-to-man defense getting shredded out there in the secondary, do you switch to a zone, try to mix things up? Because the man-to-man's not working.
3 down linemen for McKinney North. 1 man in the backfield, Maxey, along with Mosikowski, and whistles will blow, as you can hear, as this one gets underway. And we'll have to check and see what this is.
Look to be in the area of the false start, legal procedure penalty.
And that will be the first penalty that we've seen on Frisco Centennial tonight. Mosikowski goes over and talks with the official, and he'll point out who it was.
You know, when they move, they move. There's dead ball penalties are some of the easiest penalties for you to pick out because it happens when there's no action on the field.
Manuel Duchesne Carroll split out wide right, along with the receiver in the slot. 1 man in the backfield, Maxey, along with Mosikowski. Another flag. Somebody moved again. Mosikowski going to the end zone, up, and it is a touchdown for Frisco Centennial. No, they're going to say out of bounds. The back judge said touchdown. The line judge said no, out of bounds. And that was going to be Dominique Carroll, on the touchdown reception. But the line judge says no.
Yeah, and Monty, that's great teamwork from the officials. The back judge is only looking at who brought it in. Did he come in, held on to it? The line judge is looking where his feet in bounds, and in that case they weren't. But it's all for naught anyway. It's a penalty. You know, that's a free play for the Titans, and they can make a play like that and not have to worry about it because they're going to get back to a 1st and 10 anyway.
Yep.
You know, if something bad happens, you still, get it right back.
1st and 10. 4th penalty on North so far. 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Tied up 7-7 at Ron Poe. Frisco Centennial and McKinney North. Centennial knocking on the door at the North 12-yard line. 1st and 10. Mosikowski gets it, looks right, and wants to throw right, now tucks it, and he's going to run to the near side. Still looking to throw, and now he's going to tuck it at the 10 and run out of bounds. And that'll stop the clock at 23 seconds left to go here in the first. And it'll be 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard run by Mosikowski. Now Mosikowski will run the football. 27 carries, 147 yards on the ground so far coming in. So he will tuck it.
And he's particularly dangerous in this area because he has that ability to stay just beyond the line of scrimmage. And if you commit to him, you have an open receiver. If you don't, he has the ability to tuck it up and gain some yards.
Well, McKinney North matching only 2 against 3 receivers on the far side. They're going to set up the screen for Kirkpatrick over the middle. Makes the catch at the 10, inside the 5, and tackled at the 3-yard line. They'll say he stayed in bounds, which will probably do it for this first quarter. He was tackled over there by Emilio Diaz, the linebacker, and the first quarter clock is winding down to 0. 7-7, all tied up at Ron Poe Stadium. After 1, McKinney North and Frisco Centennial. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Ron Poe Stadium. And Monty Walker along with the rest of the gang here. It'll be 3rd and goal. And this is Mosikowski handed to Maxey on the right end sweep. And it's going to be a touchdown for Frisco Centennial. So Centennial starts the second quarter with a touchdown on the very first play of the quarter. And now with crazy balance, Centennial has now run 6 rushes and passed 6 times. So we talked about that in the open. and how they do really well when they're more balanced, and they're balanced right now, 13-7. And the extra point is very high, and it is good. 14-7, Frisco Centennial in the lead over McKinney North. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
KLAK.
Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. Monty Walker along with the rest of the crew here. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap, 7 plays, 59 yards for Frisco Centennial. Took 2 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. It was capped off by a 3-yard Tyler Maxey touchdown run. Here's the JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be fielded in the end zone, caught on the fly, and down about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and that's going to be John Alexander making the catch for McKinney North. And they'll come out now moving left to right from their own 20-yard line with 11:57 left to go in the second quarter, down 14-7.
That Titan kicker, Brendan Grimley, has got a pretty good leg on him. Yeah, he's kicked it off into the end zone, deep into the end zone. His last 2 kicks, his point afters go down into Dallas County. I mean, it's just, he's got a strong leg. Let's hope it doesn't come down to a field goal at the end.
Back out in shotgun formation for McKinney North as Griffin will get it and wants to throw the screen pass, and it's caught. A nice catch, trying to wiggle away out of some traffic over there was the receiver, Allen, Josh Allen, and he'll actually lose a yard. So it'll be second down and 11 on the swing pass that went nowhere.
Yeah, that play is predicated on as soon as you get the ball, you go upfield. And in that situation, Josh Allen was dancing, figuring out if he was going to go on one side of the block or another. And when there's 2 corners out there and a linebacker coming in pursuit, you don't have time to dance.
Allen, his 9th catch of the year. That one not one he'll want to remember. Griffin in the gun, and he's going to roll right, looking to throw on the run. A man wide open over the middle, caught by Matthews. Aaron Matthews to the 45-40. Chugging the big guy downfield. 20, 15, 10. Is he going to get caught from behind? And he barrels over, and he is... No, he's down at the 1-yard line. He needed one more foot. 79 yards. They're actually going to mark him at the 3 where his knee hit. Matthews just needed a little bit more speed to get down the field. The big tight end runs a 4.9. He benches 260. I think he would give up some of those bench press pounds for a little bit more speed right there.
He stiff-armed that tackler into the ground. The tackler had a peace of mind to grab him around the ankles, but whoo, how did the Centennial defense let him get that wide open?
He was wide open. Griffin in the gun, hands off to his brother, Josh Matthews, who's in for the score. It's touchdown time in Texas from 3 yards out. Josh Matthews helps big brother out and sticks it in. 14-13, awaiting the PAT with 10:49 left to go in the second quarter.
You don't want this game to start becoming a shootout because, Mosikowski throwing to Singer, whoever he throws to, has a little bit more opportunity to gain some more yards than trying to get Allen wide open like that very often. But I'll tell you, that was a great call because the Titans were focused in and coming in on the run.
Bryson Long's extra point hits the right side of the crossbar, about 3/4 of the way up, hits the right crossbar and bounces out. That could be huge. 14-13 now. Centennial in the lead over McKinney North with 10:49 left to go in the second quarter. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap, 3 plays, 80 yards for McKinney North. Took a minute 12 off the clock. Aaron Matthews, the big catch, 77 yards. And it was Josh Matthews who went over from 3 yards out. And the JBS Express kickoff's going to bounce into the end zone and be downed by Aaron Kirkpatrick about 3 yards deep in the end zone. And Frisco Centennial will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20, moving right to left with 10:49 left to go in the second quarter. And all of a sudden we've got a barn burner here, 14-13. Centennial in the lead and with the football.
Not that there's ever a time you say you don't want one, but now sure would be a good time for the Bulldogs to get a turnover here.
Ryan Mosikowski last year 13 interceptions, the year before 12. He has 30 in his career. And North would like 31 right here. As he drops back in shotgun, he'll stand. His feet are on the 15, the line of scrimmage the 20. Two receivers to either side. Gets it, drops back 3 steps, looks across the right now over the middle. It's caught by Dominique Carroll. He shakes one defender and makes his way out to the 27-yard line. It'll be Josh Allen on the stop for McKinney North.
And Brandon Ramsey just totally whiffed on the tackle there.
Won't be enough for the first down. It'll be second and still needing about 4, maybe 3.5.
And that tackle would have been big because that would have been just a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. But just a sophomore, and those are situations where you definitely learn something.
Well, he checks out of the game. And Jonathan Lee in at safety. Shotgun with 2 people right beside him is Mostakowski. He's going to hand off to one of those guys, and that is Kirkpatrick right up the middle. Lots of running room to the 40, 45, look out. Tony Brown chasing him, and he's blocked in the back. To the 40, to the 30, right down the sideline on the far side and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A late flag at the end. John Alexander tracked him down. Tony Brown was really in position to make the tackle, and it was a questionable hit. It looked like he was hit in the back, but the officials apparently thought it was from the side, and Kirkpatrick was allowed to go another 15 yards or so down the field. But we'll check the flag at the end of the play and see what it is.
Well, they're talking a long time about it, that's for sure.
Well, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to talk to John Leidy down on the sideline. See what John's got for us.
Guys, this is kind of a story of two sides of the ball. I mean, you got offense and defense here. I mean, you got a face mask right here. I know the penalties are just killing McKinney North right now. But offense is fired up. They're just almost being able to do whatever they want to, with the exception of that one drive got stalled because of some missed blocks. I mean, just the small things in the football game that are just going wrong right now, and that's just what's leading to this game being like it is right now. But we're going to send it back up to the booth and continue with the game.
All right, thanks a lot, Jonathan Leidy. And a personal foul against McKinney North. And, you know, John Leidy was talking about McKinney North's offense excited, being able to do what they want on offense. Well, Frisco Centennial's offense has got to feel the same way on the far sideline as well. Shotgun, Mostakowski looking across the middle. Now he's going to tuck it. No, he throws out in the flat, wide open, Dominique Carroll, and he's at the 1-yard line, and he's in. Touchdown for Frisco Centennial. 14 yards out. Mostakowski's second touchdown of the night.
Boy, North defense I'm just speechless to what to say. I haven't ever seen them this lethargic before. I mean, they're just not playing almost.
The extra point is true. 21-13. Frisco Centennial in the lead with 10:22 left to go in the second quarter. Back in a moment at Ron Post Stadium on 97.5 KLAK. Well, the JBS Express kickoff is going to be taken 5 yards deep in the end zone. Once again, Alexander will catch it and take a knee about 5 yards deep. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. This one also, just like McKinney North, 3 plays and 80 yards. However, it only took Frisco Centennial 27 seconds off the clock to do so, and it was capped off by Ryan Mostakowski to Dominique Carroll. 14-yard touchdown, which gives Frisco Centennial a 21-13 lead now with 10:22 left to go in the second quarter. By the way, Ryan Mostakowski, if you're checking, 8 for 8 for 108 yards on the night, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kentucky's got to be happy with that. 21-13, Frisco Centennial in the lead. Handoff Matthews, left tackle, and they're finally stopping Matthews now. As he gains 1 yard there, it'll be second down and 9. So far on the night for Josh Matthews, he's just right at 100 yards. 109 actually. So a nice start. Adam Laudenslager will check into the game. Aaron Matthews will check out. Aaron Matthews looks like he's limping a bit as he checks off the field. And Laudenslager will check into the right tight end slot. Shotgun formation for Griffin with one man in the backfield. That's Matthews, Josh Matthews, and he's going to get the toss running right side. Cuts it up inside for about 3 yards, shy of the 30 or 25-yard line to about the 24. Aaron Moore on the stop after the 1 yard gain by Matthews. And that will bring up third, about 5.
And that's really the weakness of the running offense. If you get stopped And two times in a row, you're in a bad position for the way that your offense plays. That doesn't necessarily hurt Centennial any at all because they have several plays in their repertoire that can go over 10, 20 yards.
McKinney North, 2 out of 4 on third downs. This is 3rd and 6 with 9:05 left to go in the second. Griffin in the gun. 2 receivers left. He's going to roll right, looks across the middle and fires, and it is caught and dropped by Chris Allen again. He just cannot hang on to the ball tonight. That would have been a first down, but that one falls incomplete, and it'll be punt time for McKinney North, trailing 21-13.
Second time a pass he's dropped, it would have gone for a first down.
So 4th down and 6 for McKinney North. 8:56 left to go in the second quarter. Trailing Frisco Centennial 21-13. So far on the night, Josh Matthews from McKinney North got things started with a 51-yard touchdown run. Then Mosikowski hit Manuel Duchesne Carroll from 17 yards. There's a timeout on the field by McKinney North as the ball was snapped right by Jonathan Lee, who wasn't looking. But it's okay because a timeout was called. We'll take one, too. 21-13, Frisco Centennial in the lead over McKinney North at Ron Poe Stadium. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. All right, let's check down with Jonathan Leidy on the sideline. He's got something for us. John, go ahead.
Yeah, guys, Coach Pratt's calling up all-team huddle, and they just broke it. But he's just talking about the small things in the game, the intangibles that, I mean, they're trying to punt the ball here. They're missing a player on the field, and it's just adding up. Back up to y'all.
All right, 4th down and 6, punt time. A man goes in motion, Tony Brown, from right to left. And Jonathan Lee, the kicker, the punter actually will punt a low line drive kick. It's going to be taken by Brian Singer at the 33-yard line. Escapes one defender. Goes right now, comes all the way near side, flag down. He's got the 45-50, 45-40, 35, gets another block, 25, one man to beat. Inside the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Brian Singer on a punt return. But wait a moment, there's a flag down. There was a flag down. Now I don't see one.
Yeah, there's 2 down, and the big reason this one's coming back is because he would have been tackled as he fielded that thing, but somebody just smothered one of the North cover guys on the backside that nobody in the stadium missed. I mean, it was. I mean, the entire sideline of North had their hands open. Oh, come on, you saw that with the entire sideline of Centennial. You kind of saw him just go down. I mean, there was no doubt about that one. That was a neon lights in the Vegas Strip.
Would have been a 69-yard return by Brian Singer for the touchdown. However, it's called back. It was 2.9 on the hang time from Jonathan Lee. And Lee is a little scary back there at the punting position because he takes like a 2 or 3 step run at the football before he punts it. And one of these days, that thing's going to get blocked. And Lee's going to have to work on maybe a quick step and getting that ball out of there. However, this one works out pretty good after the flag because Frisco Centennial will be backed up at their own 22-yard line, rather.
And right now on the field, the officials are trying to find the correct spot for that one because it's a 5-yard from the spot of the foul. And they finally got it set at about the 22-yard line.
2 receivers to either side. Kirkpatrick in the backfield along with Mosikowski, who towers over everybody at 6'5", throwing it down the field. The ball up for grabs, and it is intercepted. Deontay Moore picks it off. He's got the 30, 25-20, might take it to the house, to the 10, to the 5, down at the 3-yard line. 45-yard return for Deontay Moore.
This is reminiscent of a pass last year that Sanger actually caught and went in for the touchdown for the Titans. This was just a wounded duck thrown by Mosikowski. This time, not so much. There's kind of a little exchange because both the corner and the receiver were going for the ball on that one. And this time, North Bulldogs don't let it go and then get a great return out of it.
Well, Coach Pratt, he called for the team meeting on the sidelines. Coach Pratt called for that team meeting. John, talk about it.
Guys, Chris Allen has just ditched his wide receiver gloves, and he's thrown them off. I mean, he's dropped 3 passes in this game so far. Let's see if this will help on it right here.
All right, well, we'll see. Chris Allen will be split out wide right. Full house backfield. Shotgun for Griffin. Diaz and Matthews. Offset I. Matthews now moves over to the left. He gets the hand running right guard, fighting for yardage, and is going to be down at the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2 after a 1-yard gain there. A crazy formation, not one, I shouldn't say crazy, but not one that you normally see where the quarterback's in shotgun formation and it's an offset eye. A little strange to the eye. Antoine Mitchell makes the stop for Frisco Centennial. Allen split out wide right. The same formation, offset eye. Griffin in the gun. And he's going to hand off Matthews left tackle this time, fighting, and he's not going to get it. Another yard, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. The 2 linebackers make the stop for Frisco Centennial. Chris McMurray and Garrett Kilgore, the inside backers, working side by side to make the stop on Matthews. And this is a critical 3rd and goal from the 1 for McKinney North with 7:17 left to go in the second quarter, down 21-13. Shotgun, offset eye. Matthews moves over, and he's going to get the hand, and he's going to be close, and it is touchdown time in Texas. Just enough. The ball barely crossed the goal line, and Matthews scores for the 3rd time tonight. And now, Brandon, this is where things make you crazy because it's 21-19. They're down by 2. Logically you say, well, let's tie the game and go for 2. But you always say this is way too early. Don't think about that. Just get your point.
Yeah, and if you get a field goal later in the game, it doesn't matter one way or the other if you're down by 1 or up by 1. And it looks like North is one to call this one or think this one over. Or is it Centennial who called that? Yeah, it's North. So they're thinking over, and we're going to take a timeout?
Well, let's keep it right here because this is a pretty important play coming up with 6:59 left to go in the second quarter. McKinney North just punched it in from 1 yard out. Josh Matthews touchdown, his 3rd of the night. And we're sitting at a crucial 21-19 position. And, this is a battle of will, Brandon. I kind of am in the thinking of let's go for 2 and try to line things up. You obviously have always been on the other side of that door.
Yeah, and it's funny because I used to work at a radio sports station, and this was always the topic. Bill Parcells, for example, this is really what started the thinking for me. He went for 2 when they didn't need it, and they ended up needing just 1 point later in the game, and if they had gone for the extra point and made it, they took points off the scoreboard, and they wouldn't have needed it. And you'd be surprised how often that happens. I mean, this is just the second quarter, and you're trying to tie the ball game up when there's going to be, tens of more possessions for both sides together.
Well, they're going to go for 2. Chris Allen split out wide right. Under center goes Griffin, the quarterback. Offset eye. Matthews dots it. Man in motion is Laudenslager. Griffin rolling right. We're still rolling. Throwing it into the end zone. It's tipped and incomplete. The ball was tipped. A great play by one of the linebackers, I believe. And I think it was Chris McMurray who got his hand on it and knocked that ball away. So 6:59 left to go in the second quarter. Frisco Centennial leading 21-19. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. You can hear the coaches not real happy, or maybe they are real happy. We can hear them screaming. There's Kirkpatrick on the JBS Express kickoff, and he's got some running room to the 40. Look out, 50 down the right sideline and out of bounds inside McKinney North territory at the 38-yard line. So Frisco Centennial will set up in great field position at the McKinney North 38-yard line. A 51-yard return by Aaron Kirkpatrick. 6:50 left to go in the second quarter. Frisco Centennial on top, 21-19.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the kicker, Bryson Long, that's a touchdown.
The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. 3 plays and 3 yards for McKinney North. It took a $1:04 off the clock. And it was a 1-yard touchdown by Josh Matthews. We went for 2 and didn't make it, so it's 21-19. That's where we're at. Mosikowski, 1st and 10 from the North 38-yard line. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to either side. Handoff of the middle. That's Singer, the slot, and he's fast. To the 25, to the 20, 15, drugged down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. And there's an injured McKinney North Bulldog. They say that he fumbled the ball, but the official says it's down. Josh Allen made the stop on Brian Singer after the 24-yard run. And we saw one of the McKinney North Bulldogs coming up a little gimpy, but
Josh
apparently he's
Allen.
going to stay out there. Oh, that's Josh Allen.
Yeah, he's out on the sidelines now. He's limping heavily.
117 yards apiece on the ground for either team. Pretty good ball game here at Ron Post Stadium. 1st and 10. Mosikowski drops back 3 steps, looking right side, flushed out, throws. Now he's going to keep it to the 15, to the 10, down at the 5-yard line, brought down from behind. A nice play by one of the, that's a nose guard, Laudenschlager, who gets up limping. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 situation as we roll under 6 minutes here in the second quarter. McKinney North needing a big play here, trailing by 2 to Frisco Centennial. And they're knocking on the door. Mosikowski goes under center. Very rare to see him. Toss right, and that's Tyler Maxey, and he's going to score for his 2nd time tonight. 5-yard touchdown by Tyler Maxey, and that extends Frisco Centennial's lead 27-19, awaiting the PAT.
Yeah, the more I see those coaches' reaction, the more I don't think that was a celebration we heard down on the sidelines. We may want to check John, see what's being said. Get the FCC version of what's being said.
Well, we'll do that right after we come back from break, because the extra point is good by Frisco Centennial. 28-19. 11-point lead for Frisco Centennial at Ron Post Stadium. 5:44 left to go before the halftime show. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Here's the JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be a high kick. This kid's got a good leg. It's going to be taken again 5 yards deep in the end zone by Alexander. He's going to bring it out to the 5, to the 10, and barrels his way down to the 16-yard line. Alexander trying to find some spark there. Got tired of downing it 5 yards deep in the end zone. Decided to bring it out, and he did, and probably not a wise decision as he only takes it to the 17-yard line. Antoine Mitchell will get credit for the stop for Frisco Centennial. Well, we haven't done a Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap on that last one, and we'll do that here in a moment right after that JBS Express kickoff. Actually, our statistician Kevin McPherson tells me just then there was 3 plays, 38 yards, and took a minute 18 off the clock. Here's a handoff to Matthews, and nothing doing there over right tackle, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Chris McMurray, the stop for Frisco Centennial. After that 5-yard touchdown by Tyler Maxey, his 2nd of the night, brings us our new score here of 28-19. Frisco Centennial in the lead with 5:12 left to go in the second quarter. Griffin under center here, 2 men in the backfield, an I formation, and Matthews dots it. They fake the hand to him, play action down the field. And Griffin, and this is going to be Chris Allen who makes the catch this time, and this time for a big gainer across the 50-yard line, 38 yards to the 45-yard line of Frisco Centennial territory. So finally Chris Allen able to haul one in there. Manuel Duchesne Carroll on the stop.
Yeah, and Monty, something I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier. John made the point that he took his gloves off. As a former receiver, I hated gloves because I couldn't feel the ball. And it looks like, at least from that one play, that taking the gloves off was a good thing.
Left to right, McKinney North. 1st and 10 from the Frisco Centennial 45-yard line. Matthews dots the I, and he's going to get it running right over the middle, over center, barrels his way right over a linebacker to the 41-yard line, a 5-yard gain for Josh Matthews. And his numbers are starting to pile up now here in the second quarter. 4:26 left to go, and Matthews has 123 yards on 19 carries. And on the stop for Frisco Centennial is going to be the outside linebacker Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll. Not to be confused with Manuel Duchesne Carroll. 2nd down and 5, 4:07 on the clock. Matthews gets a toss right guard, and he's going to be brought down by the shoestrings by the nose guard Carter Floyd. No relation to Colton Floyd that we know of. Okay. Not 45, but 56. Carter Floyd. And a 2-yard gain will bring up 3rd and 2, under 4 minutes 3 out of 5 on third downs for McKinney North. And this was a big one here, 3rd and 2. Double tight set, I formation. Matthews dots it. Griffin's going to hand to him, right tackle, bounces it out, lowers his shoulder, has the first down to the 30-yard line. Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll on the stop for Frisco Centennial, and another first down for McKinney North, and crucial. You know, this is one of those drives where if you're a McKinney North fan, and we hope you're listening on the radio, because not a lot of you are here tonight, unfortunately, to witness this great game.
Yeah, Monty, one thing that I've been noticing here, the holes that Matthews had in the first half the first quarter just aren't materializing here in this part of the second quarter.
1st and 10, Griffin's going to hand off up the middle, and Matthews once again will roam for 4 yards. We've got a score from Frisco. Wakeland is trailing McKinney 28-7.
Woo.
So the McKinney Lions starting District 9 4A on a positive note. 2:47 right here. Frisco Centennial in the lead, 28-19. As McKinney North with a 2nd down and 7 play here, left to right from the Frisco Centennial 27-yard line. Power I set, and Matthews dots the I. He's toting the note again, running right guard, and he'll get the 25-yard line, maybe 2 yards. Chris McMurray, the linebacker, once again on the stop for Frisco Centennial.
See, and Monty, that goes again back to the point I just made. There's not holes there for Matthews anymore. Whatever the Titans are doing or whatever the Bulldogs aren't doing, he's not able to find the seams that he were earlier.
How much more can he take? He's got 23 carries already in a quarter and a half. And Griffin's going to roll out left side, in trouble. Now he's going to have to come near side. Has a seam for a moment. Now he's in trouble behind the line of scrimmage. He had a little room to the right side, decided not to take it, and forced it back up inside where he got no gain because of Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll, the outside linebacker, put the stops on him again. 4th down again. We'll keep it right here. Matter of fact, we need to check down with Jonathan Leidy, who's on the sidelines. Jonathan, tell us, what do you got down there?
Guys, I've got a lot of very unhappy coaches to start with. I mean, as you can see, the mistakes are still going on. And the biggest thing that I've seen coming out of the coach's mouth is the fact that they're not able to get more than 2 yards on a screen. Well, if you get 2 yards on a running play, well, 2 times 4 is 8. You're not getting your first down. And obviously, if you can't get the first down, via run, you got to pass. Well, you see how the passing's going. The receivers aren't getting open, and your quarterback's getting sacked in the backfield. So it starts with the fundamentals, and it starts with the offensive line, and that's what's going to have to step up in the second half, and I'm sure the coaches will get to that. Back up to y'all.
All right, thanks a lot, John Leidy, as the McKinney North troops are talking it over down on the sidelines, and as well the Frisco Centennial troops are on the far. And Chris Allen will come out, and he will be split out wide left. Aaron Matthews is the tight end on the right side. And Emilio Diaz, the fullback. Josh Matthews will dot the I. It'll be 4th down and 5. And they are going to go for it here.
I like
deep
the
in
call.
Frisco Centennial territory at the 25-yard line. Watch out for Aaron Matthews, the tight end on the right side. Diaz, the fullback, goes down in the 3-point stance. Griffin wants to throw left side down the field for Chris Allen. Jumps up, and he comes down with it at the 1-yard line and out of bounds right at the 1. A great catch by Chris Allen. Took his gloves off, and he's come to play in the second quarter without his gloves.
Yeah, 2 passes thrown in his direction, 2 catches, and both have been pretty big plays. And that was close to being a touchdown. And gutsy called there on that 4th down call, because that's a situation where the return can be pretty big, but the risk is also pretty high too in getting the catch.
Well, this is going to be I formation, under center Griffin, handoff, right tackle Matthews into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas for McKinney North. Josh Matthews, his 4th touchdown of the night on his 24th carry of the night. What a workload.
Yeah, this goes just back to, how we talked about it, how much more can he take, but I tell you, he's showing no signs of wear. He's showing no signs of being tired, and he's just going through. And Now we kind of go back to that 2-point conversion. Does things change if you would have went for the 1-pointer last time? Now they're going to go for the 1 point because they have, there's no way to tie it up now.
Bryson Long on the extra point. It's up. It's a low kick. Barely sneaks through, but it does. 28-26. Frisco Centennial in the lead with 1:28 left to go before the half. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. 28-26. Frisco Centennial in the lead over McKinney North at Ron Post Stadium. We're awaiting the JBS Express kickoff. It's in the air. A low kick, line drive kick, going to be taken at the 10-yard line. And that is Brian Singer, who waits and then finds a seam right up the left hash. He's got some running room to the 45-40, and will finally be tracked and out of bounds at the 30-yard line, deep in McKinney North territory. A 60-yard return by Brian Singer, who snuck his way up, waited for a block, and finally got it. Jordan Foster, the man credited for making the tackle on Brian Singer. The Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap for McKinney North a moment ago. 11 plays, 83 yards, an impressive drive that took 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock. And it was Josh Matthews who went in for his 4th touchdown of the night from 1 yard out. And our score now 28-26. Frisco Centennial in the lead. 1:14 left to go before half. And Matthews now has 9 touchdowns on the year. Mosikowski handoff. Kirkpatrick up the middle. And he squirms his way for a few yards and still squirming. And finally the whistles blow. He never went down, but he still was able to pick up about 5 yards. Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy down on the sidelines. John, what do you got?
Guys, the coaches are actually trying to mix it up. They brought Alex Longenslager to play nose guard, and they've got Chris Allen playing that right defensive end. We're going to go ahead and send back to y'all.
All right, we're going to take a timeout on the field as they have taken one. We'll be back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. 1:01 left on the second quarter clock. McKinney North trailing Frisco Centennial 28-26. We got a Sherman score as Sherman is leading Frisco 14-12. That also a District 9 4A kickoff.
It's kind of fun having all the stations in the studio being in one district because it all matters a little bit more than it might normally.
Well, I love the fact that, they're over at Memorial Stadium tonight. Here's Mosikowski, pumps and goes down the field in the end zone. And is it caught? It is a touchdown for Frisco Centennial. Manuel Duchesne Carroll will haul it in from 24 yards out. And Mosikowski actually just faked to the right and threw down the field.
And I thought that was just an overthrown ball. I didn't think anybody had that. All of a sudden, Duchesne shifts it into high gear and somehow gets under that one.
The extra point by a great kicker is good. And that kicker for Frisco Centennial, Brendan Grimley. 54 seconds left to go in the second quarter clock. Frisco Centennial extending their lead 35-26. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. Monty Walker along with the rest of the gang here. 35-26. Frisco Centennial in the lead as we get ready for the JBS Express kickoff. And Grimley's going to pooch this one. It's going to be taken at the 15-yard line by Chris Allen. He'll dance at the 20, and he'll go far side, actually lose yardage, now turns the corner and gets up to where he originally caught the ball and go down at the 24-yard line, so maybe about 3 yards on the return, but he ran about 45 all the way across the field. The Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap, 2 plays, 29 yards, very fast, 34 seconds off the clock for Frisco Centennial. They extend their lead 35-26. Mosikowski throws his 3rd touchdown pass of the night, and he throws it to Manuel Duchesne Carroll, who grabs his 2nd reception for a touchdown tonight. And our new score, 35-26, here at Ron Post Stadium, Centennial over North.
We had a flag there on the Titans. It's only of the 5-yard variety, but it'll still be a small benefit to the Bulldogs. Only 46 seconds. You would think we're not going to see a whole lot of Matthews here.
By the way, we want to give a shout out to Germain Designs, who does our broadcast uniforms, and they have for the past 10 years or so. Thanks to Germain Designs in Denison for providing our wardrobes again in 2008. Be sure and check out Germain Designs for anything you need in the way of embroidery. Here is a shotgun, and it's going to be the quarterback brought down for a loss, and that's Brenton Griffin, who tried to roll out right and was caught
by Curtis Halltrop. And it'll be a loss of about 5, or 4 rather, on first down to bring up 2nd and 14. Another timeout has been called by McKinney North. We'll keep it right here with 28 seconds left to go before half. 35-26, Frisco Centennial over McKinney North and in the lead.
And this is really one of the biggest possessions to this point because it's up against halftime. If you go away and you don't put any points on the board, you're going to give the ball right back to Centennial. And aside from one interception that was batted away, granted it wasn't a bad pass, but still, I mean, that's just indicative. Right now it seems like the Titan offense is able to do what it wants to, and you got to give the edge in special teams. So therefore, Frisco's winning the 2 of the 3 battles between offense, defense, and special teams. I can't stress just how big this possession is to try to get something on the board right now.
By the way, if you have a question about anything, listening to the broadcast, go ahead and give us an email, montewalker1@msn.com, M-O-N-T-E, Walker1@msn.com. We'll try to answer it. Here's Brenton Griffin, drops back 3 steps in the pocket now, has to float up. He's going to run, caught from behind and drugged down at the 33-yard line. He's brought down by Duchesne Carroll, not the one who scores the touchdowns, but the one who plays linebacker, Emmanuel. It'll be a pickup of 9, and the clock will roll inside 10 seconds now. 3rd down and about 5, and McKinney North will try to get off one more play. 4, 3, 2, waiting, and they're just going to let it go. Sean Pratt's going to say, nope, that's it for the half. We're going to go in and talk things over. The fans weren't happy. Fans wanted one more play. But Sean Pratt saw enough of this first half and wanted to get in and talk about things. 35-26, Frisco Centennial leading over McKinney North here at halftime at Ron Poe Stadium. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
American Bank of Texas halftime show wrapping up here as it's halftime at Ron Poe Stadium. Again, the Titans have a 9-point lead, 35-26. Bad news for the Bulldogs. The Titans will be receiving to open the second half. So like we mentioned, a few times in a couple of the segments, one of the things that the Bulldogs are going to need at some point is a defensive stand. You don't want to get with Ryan Mosikowski. You don't want to have to try to get into a throwing match or, a shootout because you automatically, you know what they're going to do. And he's done it for 4 years now. And it's throw the ball effectively, throw it downfield. And this is a situation where you've got your opportunities ahead of you. They've played well on offense. You need something on defense.
Well, we talked a little bit off the air, about the time of possession and how strange that stat is because McKinney North basically controlling time of possession in the first half, 2-1 almost, I believe. And that says one thing, that McKinney North is able to control the football and keep it when they have it. But it says another thing is that when Frisco Centennial gets it, they don't have to keep it for very long. They score at will, and they have been so far tonight. Coach Pratt has not been real happy in this first half. A lot of the coaches on the coaching staff on the near side of McKinney North, you've been hearing them, yelling a little bit to be blunt about it, and maybe some of those adjustments will come out here in the second half, and Mosikowski can slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and Monty, this kind of reminiscent when I first started watching football. One of the very early memories I have is Super Bowl 25 when the Giants and the Bills played. The Bills only had 19 minutes of time of possession, and if you remember, it was a missed Scott Norwood field goal that ended up giving it to the Giants. That's kind of how this game is right now. The Titans are just scoring at will, moving down the field. McKinney North plodding along, but somehow the score's fairly even.
You mean Bill Parcells didn't outright just win that thing? It was a gift wrap by Norwood?
Gift wrap might be a little much.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Parcells, if you're listening.
But seriously, back then the Bills were no huddle, pass happy offense, whereas the Giants, man, they plotted out just like North is doing, and again. If you can keep the ball on the field, you're going to be in good shape. That means you're getting first downs, and that's ultimately a running offense. That's what they need to do.
We're going to try to check and see if John Leidy's down on the field somewhere here in a moment.
I don't see that white stripe anywhere.
As soon as we find him, we'll check down with him and see if he was able to talk to Coach Pratt or any of the coaches and see what they may be doing adjustment-wise coming out here in the second half, as Frisco Centennial will take the ball to begin the second half as McKinney North won the toss and elected to receive initially, and this is going to be a high pooch kick going to be taken at the 33-yard line by an up man who squirts away initially and makes his way across to the 40-yard line to the 42. And why not, as Jordan Foster will make the stop, why not? You've been burned time and time again on the kick return, on the deep returns by Brian Singer and Kirkpatrick. Hey, you might as well kick the pooch kick and take it at the 40 instead of your own 33.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Coach Pratt looks like he's trying to do on special teams, minimize the damage that you're going to do. What would you rather do? Like you say, get it down at the 40 or risk giving up a touchdown on the return? I mean, it's a trade-off, and if you can try to minimize damage, you definitely do that. You'd rather deal with a constant.
First down and 10 for Mosikowski, right to left, 1 man in the backfield, 2 receivers to either side. They look now to the sidelines to get the call from offensive coordinator and head coach Mark Howard. And they're going to get it. Drop back 3 steps, looking across. Lots of time. And he buys his time to Dominique Carroll, who makes the catch at the 45 and fumbles the ball inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. North says they have it. Brandon Helms says they have it. And the umpire, Gary Raymond, says they have it. First play of the second half, and McKinney North steps up and recovers a fumble.
Yeah, if they're going to have a chance in this one, turnover is going to play key right now. Knock on wood, but right now they have a 2-0 advantage, and that's a great way to come out because, you just get the feeling, especially on that play, that's a gain of 20 yards by the time it's done with, but it ends up being on the ground, partially because the receiver is so wide open and somebody from behind was able to grab him as he's making a cut. But now you stop that offense. Now you would definitely like to get a touchdown.
The young man who skipped a grade comes up with the fumble recovery there, John Beeman, as North will come out in an I formation. And handoff, guess who? Matthews up the middle, and he stutter steps for a moment and then finally gains 2 yards, maybe 3 on first down. Will bring up second and about 7. Just underway here in the second half. Frisco Centennial on top 35-26. But a fumble by Dominique Carroll to John Beeman gives McKinney North the ball starting out the second half here.
Yeah, that essentially means you open both halves with possession. And you just hope you don't put it on the ground or throw an interception here, and you just do what you've done and methodically move down the field.
Taylor Oney checks out of the ball game for McKinney North. And this is going to be Griffin wanting to throw it. Chris Allen makes the catch at the 45. He goes down to both knees to haul it in. And he gets up to run, but you can't do that. I know his favorite player is Larry Fitzgerald, and he watches him on Sunday, but you can't do that. 3-yard catch for Chris Allen.
Yeah, there's only one level of play that you can do that, and that's the NFL, and he's got a long way to go before he reaches that level.
4 of 8 on third down for McKinney North as they have it 3rd and 4 here at their own 45-yard line. Allen, toss left. He has the first down and more over the midfield stripe. Inside Centennial territory to the 48-yard line, a 6-yard run by Josh Matthews.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest lanes that Josh Matthews has had to run in since the first quarter. It's been virtually non-existent since then, but nice job setting up the blocking there by his offensive line and the far receiver. I think that's Chris Allen.
29th carry on the night for Josh Matthews.
My.
We're just now starting the second half. Matthews in the eye. And he'll stand behind the fullback, Emilio Diaz, on 1st and 10. 2 tight set. Griffin drops the ball, and then he picks it back up, hands it to Matthews. Running left tackle will gain 3 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 7 as we near 10 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
I've got to get a lot of credit to that defensive line for the Titans. They only run a 3-4 defense, which means Kobe Long, Carter Flory, and Aaron Moore are pretty much it. But since that first quarter, they've made adjustments, and they've really closed down, like I said, those lanes that Josh Matthews has had to run. He picks up 3 yards there, but it's not an easy 3 yards.
2nd down and 7, 9:39 and rolling in the 3rd quarter. 35-26, Centennial over McKinney North. Double tight set, I formation. Matthews dots the I. They're going to fake it to him. Griffin runs right, throws it out, and it's caught and then popped and out of bounds as it was Laudenschlager who tried to haul it in, but he was nailed immediately by Antoine Mitchell, and the ball came came out and actually flew about 5 yards down the field after Laudenslager was popped.
Yeah, and that's actually a good thing. If he'd have held on to that one, that's going to be a loss of a yard or two. As it is, it's 3rd and 7.
Double tight set. High formation. Matthews dots it. Griffin goes under center on 3rd and 7. And Griffin's going to roll right, looking to throw down the field, looking for Allen down the field at the 12. Does he make the catch? I believe he does, and he goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Chris Allen, another spectacular catch. 41 yards. He's defended by Manuel Duchesne Carroll, and Allen wins out.
You think he's going to put those gloves back on again this season?
I don't think so.
Nice job. It's just a simple fade route. Griffin puts it right where he needs it to be, and Duchesne Carroll a couple steps behind.
Actually, Allen has his gloves back on.
Oh, never mind then. I'm disappointed.
First down and goal, or actually, goal from the 7. And this is going to be Griffin handed to Matthews, right tackle, fighting his way into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. 7-yard touchdown, and the 5th rushing touchdown of the night for Josh Matthews.
Oh, that's an insane number. Some running backs don't get that in a season. Some running backs don't even get the carries he's got in one season.
And this is a 2-point conversion. Matthews on the direct snap is going to go over and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Wow.
They did that trick pattern when you see them with that one snapper and one holder and everybody else on the far side.
35-34 on the swinging gate. 8:57 left to go in the third. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. Monty Walker along with the rest of the gang here as we've got a Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap. That one 7 plays, 61 yards on the drive for McKinney North. The big play was the Chris Allen 39-yard reception, which set up the Josh Matthews 7-yard touchdown, his 5th of the night, and a 2-point conversion by Matthews brings our new score 35-34. Frisco Centennial in the lead with 8:51 left to go in the third quarter. Handoff Kirkpatrick running near side to the left. He's got the 40, 35 and brought down. Wow, he runs over Deontay Moore. I thought Moore was going to stick him, but it looked like Kirkpatrick stuck Moore, but Kirkpatrick is the guy who's down.
You know what it is? He doesn't have wind in his lungs right now. That's a get the wind knocked out of you hit right there, and that injected some life into that sideline.
That has fired up the McKinney North crowd and the sidelines over there. As I'm telling you what, these North players are excited. You like to see them excited, but not for an injury like that.
Yeah,
as
that is true.
Kirkpatrick is down, and he hasn't moved. Let's hope it is just the fact that he had the wind knocked out of him. Let's get JBS some love there with that JBS Express kickoff that we failed to mention. But Kirkpatrick is down at the 47-yard line, still hasn't moved.
Yeah, that's as a guy who's had the wind knocked out of him in the game before, he's up and walking, and that's about the time it takes, although maybe it's not wind, judging by the way he's favoring a leg. All right, take back everything I just said. None of it applies.
He has been carted off, or helped off, by 2 trainers from Frisco Centennial.
You know, as much as he's contributed, Monty, that could be a pretty big swing.
We'll check down with Jonathan Leidy in a moment to get his take on what just happened down there. As it's 2nd down and 2. As they're still helping him off the sideline, maybe we can talk to John Leidy real quick. John, hurry up and talk to us.
Guys, that was a vicious hit that knocked him out, and he spit a couple teeth up on that one. Let's send it back up to y'all.
Wow, a couple of teeth on the ground.
Boy, we may hope for nobody in Frisco's listening.
2nd down and 2 for Frisco Centennial. Moving right to left from their own 47. Masakowski drops back 3 steps, pumps. Now he's going to roll. He's got lots of room up the middle to the 45-40. And looking for the out-of-bounds mark on the near side. Now cuts it up. He's free. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ryan Masakowski on the ground from 53 yards out. He was trying to go out of bounds, but found one seam at about the 20-yard line, cut it back to the right. He took it, and then he took it to the house.
Wow.
Impressive.
I'm not sure if it's impressive on his part or if somebody needs to learn to tackle, though I see a flag on the field at the 14. but I think it just happened, which might be it could be an illegal unsportsmanlike conduct rather, on Frisco, which it looks like they're talking to the Bulldogs, so that looks like to be the case. The other possibility is that we got an unsportsmanlike conduct on the sideline of the Bulldogs. Yeah, it's definitely, according to the official, an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Titans. So,
yeah, it was taunting was the call by the umpire Jerry Raymond,
and that'll be assessed on the kickoff, which will give the Bulldogs some decent field position.
There's a bad snap, and having to run for it on the extra point, it's going to fall incomplete. The holder on the play had to turn and try to throw it, and that's Johnny Markham. He was rolling right, trying to throw the ball, but Deontay Hudson got to him from behind and knocked the ball away, and the ball falls incomplete. 41-34, Frisco Centennial in the lead. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. Monty Walker with the rest of the gang here. It's 41-34. Frisco Centennial leading McKinney North with 8:14 left to go in the third. It was a 53-yard touchdown scamper by Ryan Mostakowski, and that capped a two-play, 61-yard drive. And it took only 43 seconds off the clock. And the missed extra point gives us 41-34 Centennial. Here's the kick, and it's a good kick, going to be taken at the 14-yard line by, is that Alexander again, and he's got a seam up to the 40. That's not Alexander, that's Josh Allen, flagged down at the 48-yard line. Josh Allen fielded the football.
Oh, that's not a flag. That's real quick, Chris Allen's towel.
You know, I might want to check that. Was that Tony Brown on the return, or was it 20? It was Josh Allen. So I didn't want to say this about Tony Brown, but Josh Allen took the kick, and he just stood there for about 3 seconds and was trying to find some room, and he finally did, and give him credit because he burst through, and now McKinney North has great field position at their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10, moving left to right, North. Power I set as Matthews dots the I, and he'll get the carry. Left tackle, nothing doing, and he does fight his way for 1 yard. He's up and over 30 carries, I believe now, if not real close to it. 32 carries on the night, Kevin McPherson tells us, for 163 yards. 2nd down and 9.
Going back to that kickoff real fast, we both thought we saw a flag. It was the JBS Express kickoff. Chris Allen's towel, he picked it up. I thought he picked up the flag, and we were going to see another problem with it, but it was just, like I say, his towel.
2nd down and 9. They fake the hand to Matthews, throwing it down the field, and it's got trying to hit Chris Allen, and he has 3 defenders around him, and it falls incomplete. Brenton Griffin's pass actually was underthrown by about 2 or 3 yards, and luckily it wasn't picked off.
Yeah, the good news about it was underthrown where the Titans weren't. It goes back to one of my high school coaches said, throw them where they ain't. And that's exactly what Griffin did right there. If Allen wasn't going to get it, nobody was.
McKinney North 6 out of 10 on 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 9 here. Double tight set, one receiver to the left is Chris Allen. Matthews dots the I, and he's going to get the toss. So they fake it to the right. He runs to the left, and not much doing there. Oh, he breaks away, and he finally does maybe get about 5 yards to the 46-yard line. It looked like a cross trap. Initially, they were going to fake it to the right on the toss and then go back left. It was either a well-designed fake or nobody knew what they were doing. As Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll made the stop. They're going to go for it on 4th down, on 4th and 4. Under 7 minutes now in the third. 41-34, Frisco Centennial in the lead. Brenton Griffin looks to the near side at the coaches and wants to play. Double tight set. I formation. Emilio Diaz, the fullback. Matthews dots the I. Griffin wants to throw. He ducks pressure, throws it out. Laudenschlager makes the catch and goes out of bounds after the 1st down marker. A great play. Nice throw and a nice catch by Laudenschlager to haul it in and get out of bounds right past the 1st down marker. They needed 5, or they needed 4 and got 5.
In-home lifetime warranty. McKinney Gym Equipment. University Business Plaza on 380.
1st down and 10, 6:38 a first down for McKinney North. Laudenschlager made the catch. They needed 4. He got 5. A great pass from Griffin on the rollout to the left. 1st and 10 at the 41 of Frisco Centennial. And a bad snap, and Brenton Griffin has to fall on it. Another bad snap. This is what happens when you have to go under center. We talked about that early on in the football game. A team that's used to going back in shotgun formation, when they go under center, sometimes has problems with the center quarterback exchange, and they had one there.
Yeah, that's been a problem going from that shotgun to that under center, as you mentioned earlier. They need to get that ironed out. You do that at the wrong time, and the Titans pounce on it, you're in trouble.
2nd down and 9 for McKinney North, moving left to right. 6:06 on the third quarter clock. Down 41-34 to Frisco Centennial. Handoff, Josh Matthews, right guard, for 3 yards, maybe 4 inside the 40 to the 36-yard line of Frisco Centennial. Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll again on the stop, the outside linebacker for Frisco Centennial.
Score update for you in the 9-4A district. The McKinney Lions now lead by only a touchdown, 28-21 over Wakeland. They're making it close over in Frisco.
3rd and 6. North still controlling the clock, needing to find that end zone. Brenton Griffin rolls out left, and he's going to run. He's got the 35, and down at the 33-yard line, he hits the pylon, or hits the chain of the first down marker, but they're going to say he stepped out just a little bit early and didn't make it. He's going to be about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy of the first down. 4th down and 2 again, and I guess if you're going to go for it on 4th and 6, you might as well go for it on 4th and 2 a little bit closer.
All it tells me is they don't have faith in getting a field goal at this distance, which, it's a pretty long distance.
Yeah, you're looking at about a 50-yarder here from Bryson Long. It's 4th and 2, 5:22 left to go in the third. Griffin, handoff, Matthews, first down to the 30-yard line. Matthews has just been a workhorse tonight. 37 carries and over 170 yards now.
And you like just giving it to Matthews there because he's such a, he goes forward. When he's hit, he just keeps going forward.
First down and 10 from the Frisco Centennial 30-yard line, 5:08 left to go in the third, down 41-34. McKinney North, handoff. Josh Matthews, a big hole, left tackle. He's got the 20. Knocks a man down at the 18-yard line. Another first down for Josh Matthews, and I have not seen a performance like this from a running back in many, many years. Antoine Mitchell will make the stop from his strong safety position. 14 yards on the carry for Josh Matthews.
And that's one of the first big holes he's had since that first quarter. It looks like the time of possession is starting to wear down on this Titan defense.
1st and 10 with 4:44 left to go in the third. McKinney North, toss left.
Oh, no.
Matthews dropped it. He fumbled it. It fell out of his hip pocket. And Frisco Centennial falls on the ball. They go to the well time and time and time again. And finally, it came up empty.
And that's just a kick to the gut right there.
And it's going to be a recovery by Curtis Halltrop, the outside linebacker for Frisco Centennial. You get a drive like that, and you beat a kid into the ground like that, and you come up with nothing.
Well, and the sad thing is I know he's going to put undue, strain on himself. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but boy, that's just a turn of momentum. They missed the PAT, had a penalty, you got great field position, and then you turn it over at the 20.
Shotgun for Mosikowski, 3 receivers to the right. Look out over there. Mosikowski looks that way. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, spins out of a tackle up the middle. Tony Brown will go right over the top of Mosikowski as he slides, a la Joe Montana. And who was it used to do that? Theismann used to do that a lot, sliding.
It's one of the best ways to avoid an injury.
It'll be 2nd down, and scoreboard says 2. Looks like 3 or 4 by the chain. And 2 receivers to either side. Mosikowski looking now to the sidelines for the call. The ball is spotted at the 28-yard line in their own territory. Mosikowski, happy feet, throws it out in the flats and overshoots his receiver. He just got a little bit too quick there. And that's the second incompletion of the night for Mosikowski. He dropped back 3 steps, and his feet were going back and forth as fast as it could. Looked like he was doing the ropes back there.
and he just outlet his receiver, Kirkpatrick, by a few steps.
Yeah, finally getting pressure on Mosikowski these last two drives. Unfortunately, the previous play, he was able to scamper through for some big yards.
Third down of the night for Frisco Centennial. 3-step drop. Mosikowski flushed out of the pocket, rolling right, throws, and Dominique Carroll makes the catch for a first down and steps out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So a new set of downs for Frisco Centennial with 3:43 left to go in the third quarter, leading McKinney North 41-34 at Ron Post Stadium.
Unfortunately, when you put pressure on them, it's an ideal situation to have everybody covered out in the secondary, and Carroll just wide open right there, and Mosikowski, even under pressure, is going to have an easy time getting that to him there.
5 catches, 89 yards for Dominique Carroll as Mosikowski sends 2 receivers out to either side. 1 man in the backfield. That's not Kirkpatrick, that's Maxey, and he throws out to the right side, and it's caught. That's one of the Carrolls who makes the catch and is down at the 44-yard line. Is that Manuel? And it is Manuel Duchesne Carroll who will make the catch.
One thing about it, on the Bulldog defense, you're starting to see a lot more fierce and ferocious hits out there. In that case, Duchesne Carroll just hammered into the ground. Still picks up more yards than you'd like to see, but they're starting to get a little bit more physical on the defense, and that's something they've needed to do for a while.
Jordan Foster on the stop for McKinney North. 2nd down and 2. 3:11 left to go in the third. Frisco Centennial up on top, 41-34. Here's a pass out to the right side, and Frisco Centennial's Mosikowski is wearing out the right side. It's caught again by Dominique Carroll. Tony Brown on the stop for McKinney North, and they have not looked left side one time so far. They keep going right. Mosikowski 13 out of 15 for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns, 1 interception on the night. 2:53 and rolling. Mosikowski, he didn't know the ball was coming to him in the snap. It hits off his chest, falls to the ground, but I believe Maxey, his running back, recovered it. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Although, no, we're both wrong.
McKinney North recovers.
I'll be glad to be wrong in that situation.
Conrad Ramquist comes up with a football, the outside linebacker. Ramquist may be the play of the night. We'll see. 41-34. Centennial leading here, but McKinney North.
And you'd like to say that's something that your defense did, but that's I don't know if the snapper got it there before Mosikowski was ready, or if he just there's definitely a breakdown of communication somewhere along the line, because you don't snap into the quarterback's chest and him not know it's coming unless there's some sort of miscommunication.
1st and 10 with 2:38 left to go in the third quarter for McKinney North. We have not seen Vince Stanko. It's been all Brenton Griffin at quarterback. And it's been basically all I formation and all Josh Matthews from the I. Offset I, and this is going to be a delay of game for McKinney North. They could not get the snap off in time. And you hate to see that after a fumble recovery. And this is a 6 penalty for 59 yards for McKinney North.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
But let's take a little bit of a positive out of this one. It happened on 1st down rather than 3rd and 1. Could be worse.
So it'll be 1st and 15 now for McKinney North, moving left to right from their own 47-yard line. Needing a score. Offset I, Griffin in the gun. Wants to throw left, under pressure and sacked at the 41-yard line. Frisco Centennial brought the house and the blitz and their linebacker, Curtis Holtrop.
They've been doing that consistently throughout this game. They just really haven't been able to finish it, and that time they did. Puts the Bulldogs in a big hole with this one.
Matt Washington made a great play out there. 2nd and 21 for McKinney North. 2 receivers now. They drop back in the gun. This is the formation we've seen a lot out of McKinney North. Griffin in the gun, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Matthews all alone in the backfield. Griffin rolls right under pressure, escapes 1 defender, does a Tony Romo, and is brought down at the 41-yard line. No gain as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. He ducked 1 defender who just basically went right over him, and Matt Washington will get the stop for Frisco Centennial. So another big play here, 3rd and 21 for McKinney North.
There's just no reason that somebody should come that quick, even if it is on a blitz through the middle of an offensive line, because you start out basically foot to foot, and somehow they are able to get through that. I mean, even you send 3-4 guys there, the space is so small, you need to get some sort of contact on him. He didn't even get pushed off or anything. Clear shot at Griffin.
Griffin wanting to throw left side down the field, looking for Chris Allen, and it's caught again. It's Josh Alexander. Alexander made the catch, and he goes down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. John Alexander, with outstretched arms, goes 50 yards on the pass and catch, and it's Kenneth Hudgens in coverage that Alexander beat.
Woo! That could not have come at a more opportune time. 3rd and 21. You think the chances are pretty bleak given what you've seen today. They've had a few big pass plays, but nothing on demand when they've needed it. That time, again, they've had success with that streak pattern. Griffin puts it right where the receiver is, where no one else can get it.
Griffin, 10 out of 14 for 255 yards through the air. Very impressive. Back to the I formation and Matthews, and they toss left and lots of people in his face, but he ducks 2 defenders, goes to the right, up the middle. It's touchdown time in Texas. Josh Matthews from 9 yards out, his 6th touchdown of the night, and we are within 1.
That guy's going to sleep well tonight.
And so am I.
My gosh. There's starting running backs who don't get 6 touchdowns for a career, and he has done it in one game. Man.
Bryson Long on for the extra point. Snaps down, left-footed kicker, kicks it up and true. And we have a tie ball game with 42 seconds left to go in the 3rd. You know, I've said this before. I hope you got your shoes on. We've got a track meet tonight. 41-41. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Well, I hope you've
Monty Walker and McKinney ISD football on 97.5 KLAK.
Hope you've got something to drink and you're sitting back and you're relaxing because you probably in for a good one tonight. Here's an onside pooch kick by Bryson Long, and it's going to be caught. And as a matter of fact, I think it was a fair catch for Centennial. And that was going to be an up man, Austin Kloss, who made the catch. And Centennial will take over, moving right to left from their own 44-yard line. Let's do after that JBS Express kickoff, let's do a Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. 4 plays, 48 yards, a minute 50 off the clock for McKinney North. They tie the game at 41 on a 9-yard touchdown run by Josh Matthews, his 6th touchdown of the night. But it was set up by John Alexander, 50-yard reception from Brenton Griffin. 1st and 10 for Frisco Centennial, right to left. Mosikowski in the gun, 2 men beside him. He's going to fake the hand. He's going to keep it around the right side. Tony Brown chasing him, and he goes out of bounds. Before Tony Brown could get there, another defender was there, and I believe it was the cornerback, Hakeem Jackson, that actually pushed him out of bounds.
I think that was a busted play, because Mosikowski seemed like he was looking around where the running back was supposed to be, and still for a busted play you get almost 3 yards on the carry. That's not bad.
2nd down and 8 on the scoreboard, and you're right, it looks more like 3. 2nd down and 7 on the sticks. 2 men in the backfield along with Mosikowski, and this time he does give the hand, and that's Huggins, and he's going to be brought down, I think, and finally is. After another 3-yard gain, Tony Brown will make the stop for McKinney North. It'll be 3rd down and short, maybe 3 for Frisco Centennial and Mosikowski.
I'm not going to speculate, but it seems like Aaron Kirkpatrick's probably done for the day, as he hasn't come on after his injury the last few drives. And, you know, in his place, Kenneth Huggins doing a decent job running the football.
Well, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Total plays 57-33. How about that? Frisco Centennial trailing in that column. But it's a tie ball game on the scoreboard. 41-41. We're going to the 4th quarter at Ron Poe Stadium. It's a classic. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Man, I hope you guys can withstand another quarter of this. This is a great one. 41-41 at Ron Poe Stadium. McKinney North and Frisco Centennial. 3rd down and 4 for Frisco Centennial starting the 4th quarter. This is going to be a toss right side. Maxey stopped in his tracks and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That DPD took him down, including Tony Brown, the defensive end.
Best tackling we've seen all night came on a time when they needed it the most. Now, go ahead.
First stop of the night on third down for McKinney North.
Now keep in mind, Mosikowski does the punting. It'll be the first time we'll see him in that capacity today. But because he does the punting means he also does the fake punting, and he's going to be good at it because he's the quarterback. So just, don't get too celebratory early. They're only 3 yards away, and they're at midfield, and I wouldn't be surprised here. In fact, I don't think they're punting at all.
No, they're not punting. 4th and 3, left to right. Frisco Centennial, a man trying to get off the field, and he does. Mosikowski. Well, no, a flag comes in late behind the line, and I think we may have a legal substitution.
Yeah, because they broke the huddle, and he ran off the field, and you have to enter and leave the field through the huddle. Boy, well, how does that change this?
Yeah, it definitely changes this play. As now, I think if you're Frisco Centennial, you got to look at punting now.
Yeah, you're more inclined to do so. Again, though, this is an offense that can score. I mean, that can get any yards, any amount of yards on any play. So this is not out of the question. They're at a 4th and 8 now.
Just a quick score here. McKinney leading Frisco Wakeland 28-21. And now looks like they're going to line up to go for it on 4th and 7. 11:02 left to go in the game. Mosikowski, 2 receivers either side, and he's going to quick kick it. And the left-footed punter is going to punt it away. It's going to get a great roll. Look at this. How about this? But it does roll into the end zone. Looked like it was going to stop within the 5, but it kept rolling barely and limped into the end zone. So McKinney North will put this football game on Josh Matthews' shoulders from their own 20-yard line with 10:49 left to go. Tied up 41-41.
As seesaw as this one's been, man, you almost feel like we've got a half of football left.
Wow. Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy on the sidelines. John, you got to be happy down there. There's got to be a lot of things going on. Talk to us.
Guys, there's a lot of happy people, guys, down here. The defense has stepped up. That's 2 of the 3 possessions they've stopped Centennial. One with the fumble, one they just went forward and out. Got a lot of enthusiasm. Back up to y'all.
I'm about to jump out of my seat here.
And that's not good for you right now.
First down and 10, right to left, McKinney North. Matthews dots the I. Chris Allen split out near side. And Griffin's going to roll that way. Wants to throw, has him, and it's incomplete. It hit his hands and fell to the turf at the 29-yard line, and it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for McKinney North.
Yeah, 2 things. One, in that situation, that's not Griffin's strong point, is this throwing the ball just a little off. Allen not able to get it. And 2, Monty, we actually have an update on that McKinney score. At the start of the 4th, they're up 35-21.
Well, we got a score from Wiley, 34-0 over McKinney Boyd.
Yikes. Welcome to 5A.
2nd down and 10 for McKinney North. I formation, handoff. Matthews, right guard, not much doing there, maybe a couple. And it'll be 3rd and long for McKinney North, trying to get something going here. And they've been able to dial up the home run ball down the left side. We'll see if they can do it here on 3rd and long.
You hope they don't start getting too conservative because, as we've seen, all the Titans need to score is 1 second. Don't want to leave them too much time. Then it becomes a lot easier, too.
3rd and 8, 10:13 on the clock. Right to left, McKinney North. Brenton Griffin under center, I formation. Matthews dots the I. And he's going to fake the hand, roll out left, trying to hit his receiver, Chris Allen, again, and he overshot him, and it'll fall incomplete. It actually went off the fingertips of a defensive lineman, and that's why it was a little bit errant on the throw. It'll be 4th down and 8 for McKinney North. Obviously punting time here. 10:02 left to go in the game, all tied up 41-41. Some 8 5A scores. Allen over Plano West, 30-7. Jonathan Lee will go back in punt formation. He'll stand at his own 10-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 22. Allen runs to the football, and he gets it away barely. And this one's going to be taken at the 40-yard line by Brian Singer, up to the 50 in the North Territory and slung out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 2.97 on hang time on a 38-yard punt for Jonathan Lee. 9:50 left to go in this football game, all tied up 41-41. And Brandon, I've never done an overtime game.
Yeah, and I haven't either. And you've done obviously a lot longer than I have. But Bonnie, you talk about the punting styles of Lee there. My heart hurts after that one almost got blocked. It just kind of stopped, and now it hasn't recovered yet. Well, you remember in years past, North was so solid in the kicking game, both the kicker and the punter, and they could really use some of that here because that one was too close for my comfort. A block right there, and basically Centennial scores.
Whew. 1st and 10. Frisco Centennial, 46 yards away from scoring. Mosikowski throws right in the flats, and it's dropped. It's dropped by Manuel Duchesne Carroll, who has already had 2 touchdown receptions tonight. That one hit him in a bad place, right in the big number 5 on his chest.
Yeah, he doesn't do that very often. The Bulldogs will definitely take that one. But, until that down marker reads 4th and 10, I'm not comfortable at any point with what this Titan offense can do. You just hope you can get more plays from your defense like we've seen here in the second half.
Mosikowski, 3 out of 5 for 38 yards in the second half. Entirely different from the first half. 2nd down and 10. 9:45 left to go. Bad snap. It's rolling past Mosikowski. He has to go back on one knee and slide and pick it up and recover it at the 40-yard line. A huge loss. 16 yards on the play and a huge break for McKinney North.
Well, it almost seems like the Titans are doing whatever it takes to not put it away. I don't want to say they're close to putting it away when it's tied, but that goes from a 2nd and 10, loss of 13 yards. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 23 on what's basically a mental mistake.
We're talking about a team who has not yet learned how to win.
Exactly.
3rd down and a truckload, 23 to go. Mosikowski, 3-step drop, under pressure, throws a screen, and it's almost picked off by Laudenschlager, and it falls incomplete at the 35-yard line.
This defense has just gotten better each possession this half.
John Liney on the sideline. There's got to be a lot of happy coaches on that defensive front. Talk about it.
Guys, these defensive coaches are ecstatic. They just cannot hold their emotions in right now. I mean, if you heard with the hits earlier, everybody's just cheers down here. The sideline's just all pumped up. The crowd's pumped up. Back up to go.
You got to be kidding me. 4th and 23. Is this another pooch kick? You would think so. Mosikowski, left-footed. He's end-over-end punt. Low-line drive kick. It's going to bounce at the 35 and roll. Get away from it. Get away from it. Get away from it, McKinney North. And finally, after a 42-yard punt, it rolls dead at the the 16-yard line. One of the coaches is talking to the punt returner, the man back there. Hey, you've got to get away from that ball. He's talking to Deontay Hudson, and Hudson was letting it roll to him. The ball actually got within a yard of him. If it would have touched him, we'd have been talking about Leon Lett here.
Yeah, and I don't know who the coach was. I didn't catch him, but he was literally pointing at his foot. So he was saying if that touches your foot, they got it.
1st down and 10 for McKinney North. Here we go again. 8:52 left to go in the game. All knotted up, 41-41. Shotgun formation for Brenton Griffin. Sends Matthews in motion out to the right. 2 receivers out there as well. Throws it across the middle. It's caught by Chris Allen at the 27-yard line and down right there. Very close to a 1st down. And I think they will move the sticks as Manuel Duchesne Carroll on the stop once again for Frisco Centennial. They will move the sticks. It's 1st down. McKinney North from their own 27-yard line, an 11-yard gain.
My God, we've seen them under center all day. They go back into the shotgun, move everybody out of the backfield, and somehow Benton Griffin turns into Eric Herbal.
2 receivers to the near side, handoff. Matthews, right guard, down right at the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a foot as the sideline chain crew does move it exactly a foot. Rob Castro, a new call-up to Frisco Centennial varsity, will get credit for his tackle there. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Right to left, heading towards that south end zone is McKinney North in all blue uniforms against all white of Frisco Centennial. 2 receivers near side. Aaron Matthews in motion from right to left. Handoff Josh Matthews, and he's got a little seam up the middle, up that left hash, and he'll have about 3 or 4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 5. And so far tonight, McKinney North on 3rd downs have been fairly successful. 7 out of 13 so far tonight, as Kevin McPherson, our wizard statistician, tells us on the fly. 7:33 left to go in the game. 41 up. Two receivers, far side, one near. Right to left, McKinney North. Brenton Griffin moves Matthews to his right. And he's going to roll right. Throws on the right. And it's Chris Allen who makes the catch at the 44-yard line. It goes out of bounds there. It'll be another first down for McKinney North. It stops the clock as it goes out of bounds. 10 yards on the play. 7:14 left to go in this football game. And Iman Adewaka, the cornerback, pushes Allen out of bounds.
At this point, we're seeing a lot more passes than I think we would normally see otherwise. It makes you wonder just how much in the tank Josh Matthews has left. He's been a workhorse today, but they've gone more to the air here this drive.
Chris Allen, 8 catches and 144 yards on the night. Nobody else has more than one. Handoff up the middle. Josh Matthews bounces off the center and the nose tackle, and he'll bounce backwards after that. A 1-yard gain on first down, 2nd down and 9 as we roll under 7 minutes left to go in the game here.
And that's illustrative of what I'm talking about. It seems like more and more his carries are going for less and less. He started out, getting 10 a carry, then it was 5, and now it seems like he's struggling to get 3, and that one he just got to the line of scrimmage, and that's not something he's done a whole lot.
And Matthews' next carry will be his 40th of the night. 2nd down and 9. We're talking about Earl Campbell numbers here.
No kidding.
2nd down and 9. I formation, or actually an offset I. Matthews will now make it to the right side, and Chris Allen goes up and makes a miraculous circus catch right on the quick look-in catch. He goes up for it off of one leg, puts both hands above his helmet, brings it in, and falls down for the first down. 12 yards, and now give Chris Allen 9 catches for 156 yards.
I may have to spend the night at the press box because I'm getting drained over here on all these just acrobatic catches, runs.
I'm glad I've got some ice over here. 6:12 left to go in the game. Aaron Matthews in motion from left to right. Handoff Josh Matthews bounces it out to the right side, looking for the first down. Spins out of a tackle. I believe he does have the first down at the 33-yard line.
And he stayed in bounds. Impressive run. Take back everything I said about him being tired. That was not a tired run.
A timeout. No. They're gonna stop the clock momentarily to move the sticks. 11 yards on the carry for Josh Matthews on his 40th carry of the night.
Man.
Unbelievable.
What a drive we're seeing so far.
This
Let's hope
is
it continues.
Back-breaking drive by McKinney North if they can get it in the end zone. 5:41 left to go. Handoff, and this is Josh Matthews, left tackle, breaking tackles, down inside the 25-yard line to the 23. A 9-yard gain for Josh Matthews. 218 yards on 41 carries for Josh Matthews.
And do you see Griffin hold on to that and let all the rushers run by where Matthews will be when he takes that handoff? I mean, he held on to it for a second, let the pursuit come to him. That makes it easy for Matthews. He's already by 4 guys without doing anything.
Antoine Mitchell on the stop. Wow. Deontay Moore in at running back now. And he'll get the carry running right guard. He bounces off one defender and falls straight down to the floor. And that'll be maybe enough for the first down. It's Rob Castro in again at linebacker on the stop. 4:41 and rolling. We're tied up. An impressive drive so far by McKinney North. 4.5 minutes. 9th play of the drive, and Griffin, quarterback sneak, trying to get the first down on 3rd and 1. Looks like he's going to have enough to the 20-yard line, and they'll move the sticks easily. Tell you what, I don't know if John Leidy's having a heart attack down on the sidelines. I certainly am up here. John, talk about it.
Guys, Josh Matthews did come out of the game momentarily, have his ankle retaped. That is a first down for McKinney North on the quarterback sneak. Let's send it back up to y'all, guys. It's so loud out here. I'm having a hard time hearing everybody.
All right, thanks, Jonathan Leidy. 4:11 and ticking in the 4th.
Yeah, Monty, real quick, they're taping Matthews' ankle down there on the sideline.
That's what Jonathan just said. Handoff Deontay Moore up the middle, and he shakes a couple of defenders, and he'll gain about 3 inside the 20, maybe to the 18-yard line. And Deontay Moore spelling Josh Matthews here for a bit as he gets his ankle retaped. Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll, not Manuel, but Emmanuel, the outside linebacker, will make the stop. Under 4 minutes now.
Yeah,
Grab your socks and pull.
If I'm Emmanuel, I tone it down a little bit. As soon as that whistle blows, I stop. He kept going, and in a game like this, that's real close to being a flag if you're not careful.
2nd down and 8. They're stalling. McKinney North taking as much time as they can here. And I think they're going to take a timeout as the play clock's going to roll inside 4, 3, 2, 1, and a timeout has been called by McKinney North. We're going to take 1, 2, 3:18 left to go in this football game. All knotted up, 41-41. Don't go anywhere from Ron Post Stadium on 97.5 KLAK. Wow, how about an 11-play drive? 65 yards so far. It's taken 5.5 minutes off this clock. This is what they call a championship drive, folks. In McKinney North trying to punch it in. This is it's not a great drive unless you get points out of it. And North is 19 yards away. 2nd down and 8. Griffin in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Matthews back into the game, and he'll get the carry running left guard right up the middle. He's got the 15 and down inside there at the 12. 2 yards short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and about 2. Antoine Mitchell on the stop.
You almost think that timeout was taken to get Josh Matthews into the game. You know, if you try to, as much as he's done today, you want him in there as many plays as possible and keep him as fresh as possible.
This is a workhorse performance like I haven't seen in a long, long time. Matthews, he's going to get the carry again. Left guard, he is given out. He is so tired, and he's going to be 1 yard short at the 11-yard line. Rob Castro for Frisco Centennial brings him down.
Let me give you a hypothetical, Monty. In this situation, 4th and 1, do you go for it or do you kick the field goal? No giving on the field. We haven't seen just a great – but here they go.
Well, Sean Pratt answers your question. Bryson Long will come out, and he'll try a 29-yard field goal from the left hash, a left-footed kicker. Brenton Griffin, the quarterback, will hold. Bryson Long, this is it. The clock right at 2 minutes as he kicks it. It's up. It looks good. It is good. Bryson Long with the go-ahead field goal with 1:57 left to go in this football game, and McKinney North goes on top, 44-41. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
KLAK.
Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium, a barn burner here in McKinney. 44-41, McKinney North over Frisco Centennial. The JBS Express kickoff is going to be a high pooch kick, going to be taken right at the 30-yard line. The receiver runs out of bounds as he caught it. That ball might have kicked and went out of bounds, but the receiver actually elected to catch it and go out of bounds with it. That was Johnny Markham. That was a JBS Express kickoff. Now the Mike's Economy Transmission Scoring Drive recap. This is a championship drive, folks. 14 plays, 71 yards, took 6 minutes and 55 seconds off the clock. Josh Matthews carried the entire team on his back all the way down until Bryson Long kicked a 29-yard field goal. And that brings our score 44-41 with 1:57 left. We'll talk to John Leidy right after this play. 1st and 10. Frisco Centennial. Mosikowski, 3-step drop. Looking left, sets up the screen to the right. And Manuel Duchesne Carroll makes the catch at the 27. Spins out of a tackle. And is going to gain 6 yards to the 35-yard line. John Leidy's down on the sidelines. Got to be a happy team down there. Talk to us, John.
Guys, we got a very happy team down here, very happy coaches, and now it's up to the defense, and Centennial's most likely going to take all the time here. The offense is over here on the back in the defense, back up to y'all.
All right, Mosikowski, 3-step drop, looking left side, throws, and then Brian Singer might have made the catch, but he's stuck as soon as he caught it. It was a great catch, and I believe the man putting the lick on Singer there is Frank King, but enough for the first down. Clock rolling as the ball was caught on the left hash. Mosikowski, 3-step drop, flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, throws the screen out, and it's incomplete, trying to hit his receiver out of the backfield, and that would be Imo Adewaka, who was trying to haul that one in. It just overthrew him by a step.
As proficient as this offense is, that might actually be a good thing that he did drop it because it stops the clock. and they can get 10 yards in one play, so downs aren't an issue.
2nd down and 10, left to right, going towards that north end zone. Frisco Centennial, 3 receivers to the left. Mosikowski in shotgun, stands at his 35. Line of scrimmage, the 40, looking down the field. No pass rush, has a man wide open, and it's caught at the 35, and he sneaks his way down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line, down that left sideline. And that's going to be Hudgens again, Kenneth Hudgens, who will make the catch.
Case in point right there.
33 yards on the pass and catch, and a timeout has been called. We'll keep it here with a $1:08 left on this clock, 44-41. And now, you know, if it's going to come down to kickers, you got to, if you're Frisco Centennial, you've got to feel pretty good about your kicker, Brendan Grimley, who has a cannon for a leg.
Yeah, we've been in awe of what he's been able to do all game. The other side of the thing, with 1:08 left, Frisco Centennial still has the option to do whatever they want. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball, they still have those weapons, especially now they're in field goal territory. You know, nothing's a given, but as close as you can get, I think Centennial's there. So right now, obviously, best bet is a turnover. That's option number 1. But number 2, keep them out of the end zone. Let's play for overtime.
Well, I think you've got to have a lot of pressure from your front 7 here. You got to be in Mosikowski's face. He's 6'5". They'll send 3 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Mosikowski all alone in shotgun formation. Drops back 3 steps. Under pressure, rolls out right, looking downfield. Now he's going to tuck and run, and caught from behind. Tony Brown, a great play, will bring him down. That's not Tony Brown, however. Give credit to Brandon Ramsey, who will make the stop there. The ball will be resting at the 26-yard line. And another timeout has been called. Again, 44-41, McKinney North leading Frisco Centennial. Less than a minute left, 54 seconds at Ron Poe Stadium. A classic.
We got, real quick, interrupt this one for a final. McKinney High wins their district opener 35-21 against Wakeland. So that's good news for one Frisco team. Now here in this one, Monty, you almost don't, like I say, as good as this offense is, taking a sack or just getting a couple yards run by Mosikowski is not a bad thing because they have the ability to get lots of yards in one play. What it does is when and if they do score, it's going to take time off the clock. Now that will work against the Bulldogs' option. So, like I say, keep them out of the end zone. If you have to give up a field goal, in this case, you'd rather do that than give up a touchdown.
If you're thinking this 85 points is the most in school history, no. 116, McKinney North and Sherman. Here's the quarterback sneaking it out to the right side, throws in the flats, and it's caught by his receiver from the backfield, and that's once again Adewaka, who catches it about 5 yards in the flats, and he'll go out of bounds. They'll mark the ball. We're waiting on the ball to be marked. They're actually going to pull the chains here and see if it's a first down. Needing to get the first down, it needs to get to about the 17-yard line. And that's where the ball is resting, right on the hash mark on the 17-yard line. The actual laces of the ball are on the hash mark. And they're going to pull the chains all the way from the far sideline of Frisco Centennial all the way over to the near sideline. Mosikowski, 17 out of 22 for 227 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Well, you want to make sure at the end of this one that doesn't turn into 4 on that last stat.
There's 52 seconds on the clock. McKinney North leading 44-41. They're going to pull the chains here and see if Frisco Centennial has a first down.
Yep.
And they do.
Well, the more first downs you give them, you know, no matter what the yardage is, the closer they get to that end zone because they have more downs to work with.
Man, if you like high school football, you got to love this football game.
Well, if you like offenses, you like this game. It's just, if you like passing, you like it. If you like running, you like it. If you like quick momentum shifts, you like. I mean, there's, unless you like low-scoring games,
even if
you
like
love this.
If you like a high-powered, quick offense, even if you like one of those grinded out offenses. We've had both tonight. 942 combined yards tonight from both teams. First down and 10, 52 seconds left to go. Mosikowski in the gun. Wants to throw quickly down the field in the end zone. All alone is Manuel Duchesne Carroll for the touchdown. He makes the catch 2 yards deep in the end zone down the right side. All alone. Josh Allen, the only man close. 17 yards for the touchdown for Mosikowski, and it's now 47-44. 47 seconds left to go in the game. And the bad thing for McKinney North is that the quick strike offense is the one that just scored.
Yeah, and on top of that, Josh Allen bit on the fake, making it real easy.
The all-important extra point is good, and that makes it a 4-point game. A touchdown needed to win tonight for McKinney North. 48-44 with 47 seconds left. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Hey, Josh Allen, you're back deep to return this kickoff. Can you run it back?
That's not asking too much. What's another touchdown when you've already got 6?
John Alexander also back with him, ready for the JBS Express kickoff. That Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap for Frisco Centennial. 7 plays, 71 yards, a minute 10 off the clock. And now Frisco Centennial leads 48-44 with 47 seconds left to go in the game. Brendan Grimley, the kicker for Frisco Centennial, about to boot this one away from his own 40-yard line. Left-footed kicker is on the way. It's a high pooch kick, and it may go out of bounds. No, it's going to bounce at the 30-yard line. McKinney North has to fall on it, and they do at their own 30-yard line. That was trouble for a moment, but finally jumping on the football is Chris Allen. I believe that was Chris Allen.
He's in the area.
Yeah, I believe Allen was the man who finally jumped on that and saved the day.
Yeah.
Or saved any hope, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, because if he doesn't get that one, game over. Real quick, Monty, the other McKinney ISD team, not so good as the other one. Boyd lost to Wiley, 44-0, snapping Darren Alves' scoring streak.
Darren Alves had scored at least one rushing touchdown in every game he had played. Apparently until tonight, they're shut out. 1st and 10, moving right to left. 47 seconds left to go. Brenton Griffin, shotgun formation. 2 receivers left. He rolls left, and he crosses the line of scrimmage in trouble and finally goes down maybe 1, maybe 2 yards. They're going to have to get up here. 37 seconds, and a timeout has been called by McKinney North. And Sean Pratt wants to talk about it. We'll check down with Jonathan Leidy down on the sidelines. John, what do you got down there?
Guys, the defense is they had to step up, and they after the great second half, it just right there at the end they gave up that touchdown, and they kind of took an emotional drain out of the team. But the coaches just say give all you've got, and they've got started with about 45 seconds left to try to score. They're down to 36, so having to take a timeout there. So we're going to have to see what they can pull out with. They have 1 timeout left, so they can still throw the ball to the middle of the field if possible. But you got to look for, let's see, we're sitting on the 32-yard line. You're looking at almost 70 yards here for a touchdown. Back up to y'all.
68 yards to be exact. It's 2nd down and 9 for McKinney North. But more importantly, only 36 seconds left, trailing by 4, 48-44. Here in the 4th quarter at Ron Post Stadium.
This is how I know John's starting to become a little bit better down there on the sidelines. He stole one of my points. With only 1 timeout left, it's a little bit different than when you have 2.
Chris Allen split out wide right, has 156 yards receiving tonight on 9 catches. Look out for him. Griffin rolling, throwing that way. Laudenschlager makes the catch and drops it right past the 50-yard line, right over the middle. He got popped as soon as he caught it, and the ball was knocked out. It was Antoine Mitchell doing the popping, and the ball fell on the turf right about the midfield stripe. 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, that's not that big a deal. In fact, there might be some positive out of it because it would have been down the middle of the field. You would have had to call a quick timeout.
3rd and 9. McKinney North. Shotgun, Brenton Griffin. 30 seconds on the clock. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the right. Matthews goes in motion. He'll run the swing play. Griffin has to float out to the right side, and Chris Allen makes the catch, and he's popped immediately. Now he puts the ball on the turf. Frisco Centennial recovers and goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
No.
Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll picked up the ball off the turf after Chris Allen apparently fumbled it.
What a way to go out in this one.
20 seconds left, and Frisco Centennial is going to win for the first time ever at Ron Post Stadium.
You know, that really wasn't a bad play. Allen had one-on-one coverage back there. If he could have broken that tackle, you know, the outcome of this game looks a lot different. But as it was, the pop from the defender put the ball on the ground, and because no one else was out there and defense was in pursuit, they were able to snap that one up. Man, what a kick to the gut.
What a football game. I'm not, you know, either one of two things are going to happen. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, or I'm going to sleep really well tonight. I don't know which. What a game.
Well, I can tell you one guy who won't be sleeping well is Coach Pratt in this one. You come this close. Man, and Monty, that's the thing that just tears you up is how bad the defense was the first half. They were really good in the second half right up until that last drive. You know, and then the offense was doing really great, and man.
20 seconds on the clock. You know, we'll have to talk to Jonathan Leidy. There's an official timeout here.
Somebody's down on the near sideline. It looks right about the 47.
Yeah, let's talk to John Leidy on the sidelines. John, what do you got for us?
Yes, guys, Chris Allen is actually laying down right here, right at about the 46-yard line. I don't know exactly what the deal is. The coaches are telling him to calm down, breathe. His teammates did carry him over to the sideline, but they just couldn't quite get him off the field for the play. At the moment, I don't have any information on it. They're just telling him to calm down and breathe at the moment. So we're going to send it back up, and I'll see if I can get some more information.
All right, John.
Make you wonder if this was a real situation where you got the wind knocked out of you, because you know when you're in game mode and you're all hyped up and the blood's flowing and you take a hard, and he took a hard hit when he dropped that ball. You know that has the ability to knock the wind out of you. You just need to calm down, let the air slowly refill. And I'll tell you, Monty, for something that's not a big deal, it's the worst feeling in the world. When you can't breathe and you don't know right away, and that kind of makes it worse because you don't know what's going on right away.
You know, we're going to have to start thinking about our star of the game, our McKinney Gym Equipment star of the game. And let's check down with John Leidy. Go ahead, John.
Guys, I do bring you good news. He is moving around, so nothing too serious, hopefully, but he is moving his arms at the moment, so we'll get back with y'all with a little bit more information on that.
All right, I don't think there's going to be any surprise tonight on our star of the game, McKinney Gym Equipment star of the game, Josh Matthews, 43 carries, 225 yards, and 6 touchdowns on the night for Josh Matthews. Also, I would think that Chris Allen, with his 9 catches for 156, would be one of our stars of the game for McKinney Gym Equipment as well.
He's up.
So Chris Allen is making his way up.
Yeah, the way he's hunched over makes me think it's a wind knocked out, which, you know, in 5 minutes will be harmless, but for right now. And by the way, because it happened close to the end of the game, and you take a quote-unquote injury timeout, it also means you lose your last timeout. Now, how much that would have been a factor otherwise, you know, that's fairly low priority at this point. You want to make sure that Allen's okay.
He's being helped off the field with the trainers.
He's walking.
Yeah, the trainers for McKinney North, Richard Womble, been there for a long time, and definitely checking out Chris Allen right now. They're getting his helmet off on the sidelines. All of his buddies are gathered around him right now. 20 seconds left on the clock for Frisco Centennial, and they are 20 delicious seconds if you're a Centennial fan.
Which I'm not. I'm going on the record saying I'm not.
Most McKinney broadcasters are not. But, you know, you have to give them credit. They played a tremendous football game tonight. And they are celebrating on this field for the very first time. Frisco Centennial, their 12th win as a program. They started football in 2004. They now moved to 12 and 32 as a program. I guess more importantly for them, 3-1 on the season, and probably the most important, 1-0 in district for the very first time.
And that's the stat that matters the most. And conversely now, McKinney's 0-1. And as tough as this district is with the additions of Sherman, Denison, the Frisco schools, obviously tonight Centennial looks, at least offensively, they look good. Frisco, who knows where they're at, but they should be good. So, from here on out, it's only going to get tougher, and you need to make sure that you improve in practice this week.
Well, we're looking down the field, and Chris Allen's family is surrounding him as well as he's still on the sideline, not able to shake hands with the Mosikowskis from the other side. But a well-fought game played by both teams. A tremendous football game that came down to the last minute and 8 seconds or so, I believe, is when Mosikowski's touchdown strike happened to win the game 48-44. And if Jonathan Leidy here moments from now, we're going to take a quick timeout, but we're going to see if Josh Matthews can even breathe after his 36 carries tonight. 43 carries tonight.
They shortened him some carries, Monty.
Yeah, he actually is talking to some people. I think Coach Pratt is wanting to talk to his team real quick.
Yeah, he can't. That's odd.
And Josh Matthews is talking to his family. Now he'll run over there and talk a little bit to his team. Coach Pratt's giving a message to his team just right now. Trying to listen in, but I don't guess we're going to be able to. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll have Coach Pratt, Josh Matthews, and maybe Chris Allen coming up here in just a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Ron Poe Stadium. A tremendous football game tonight, but McKinney North is going to fall just a little bit short. 48-44 to Frisco Centennial. And Centennial will start off 1-0 in District 9 4A as
we can get you over in a minute, okay?
As McKinney North will go to 0-1. We also, I think we have Sherman and Denison winning in their first round of 9 4A. And we'll try to check some other scores. I know Gene will have all the scores as soon as we get into the postgame show. I think McKinney North is going to go into their school song right here. And as soon as they're done, John Leidy is going to talk to Josh Matthews and company, and maybe even Coach Sean Pratt.
You still got to feel good about this one way or the other. The defense obviously got a lot of room to improve, but there for a streak, they look good. And by the way, this is a guy who's going to a Division I BCS conference team. It's not like he's going to a Division III non-scholarship program, so he can play. And it looks like they've got some players around him who can too. And it's like that stat you talked to, Monty, at the beginning. They found a way to run the ball, and it seems like the more they run, the more balanced they become, the more successful they are. And we had Chris working on the run versus pass ratio here to get you that one. But, they ran the ball. It's not going to be an even split, but they ran the ball a lot more.
21 rushes, 23
Maybe I'm wrong.
passes.
That's about almost close to 50 as you can get.
They have been running the football as much as throwing it here lately. And, they've been winning football games with that formula, and most teams do.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to maybe they've passed because they were down so early because they weren't a good team. And the defense sure didn't do a whole lot to make sure they didn't get down, but that offense sure did. As good as that offense was, their defense has a lot of room to improve. But, they didn't look as bad as they could have either.
Well, they break the school song. Now Jonathan Leidy on the sideline, trying to corral either Coach Pratt or Josh Matthews, our McKinney Gym Equipment star of the game. And we're waiting on John to find someone down there. I think I see Josh Matthews and I see John Leidy.
Yeah, they're about to.
It's like an animal on the attack. Here we go. Here's John Leidy with Josh Matthews.
I am down here with the player of the game, the McKinney Gym Company player of the game, that is, who rushed for 225 yards on 43 attempts and 6 touchdowns. Congratulations, first of all. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Something I want to talk about is just the running attack that y'all came in with tonight. Y'all came out with a new formation that we haven't seen personally. KLAK has not seen, and that looked like a power formation with 2 tight ends. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, eventually we wanted to switch it up, give them something new they haven't seen yet and expected. So we caught them off guard with it. We actually did pretty good with the preparation we put in